Hello everybody, here we are once again with the final match of the week for the main season. There were more casts to come for sure, but for the regular season, this is the final match of the week. I'm Neblime with Saetzero here again.
Of course.
This week we're going to have a look at a smorgasbord of Tier 0 games. What do we do in Saetzero? Tell them, what are the games like?
Well, it's all the Tier 0 games that got played. So you got every team represented. We're going to have a little bit. And this is the Terran Love Fest week. There's a Terran in every game today. Like all the matchups, but everyone's Terran. Everyone loves Terran.
Nice. I'm dreaming. This is a great day. Finally, Terrans getting the cast they deserve. Of course, CPL isn't 100% TVT yet, so I'm not quite satisfied.
I would quit casting. Don't do this to me.
No, we need the TVT League. Guys, after CPL's over, I'm going to host the TVT League, alright? Minimum game time of 20 minutes. If you leave before that, you're disqualified from the whole thing.
I need something to fall asleep to. That sounds like it'd be good news.
Alright, who's our first series? Who have we got up first?
Well, speaking of TVT,
alright.
We're gonna have Mars versus Pato in our first series.
Alright, let's see how it is. Let's go. Hello, Chelsea. How's it going?
Aloha. If you're from Hawaii, I am so jealous.
Alright, in the bottom, nope, top left, I'm almost doing that. In the magenta, it's Mars. And in the bottom right, in the grey, it's okay, Pato, both Terran. You're on Fighting Spirit. Oh! That message came up at like the exact same time you changed the latency, so it made a funny sound. Kind of surprised me. It's fine. Pato just, it's fine. No, I'm sure he's not trying to be passive aggressive. It's funny.
Well, I mean, I think this was the situation that every time you have to play against the European team, sometimes it gets a little dicey, and people.
Oh, well, you don't have to tell me. Well, the thing is, I never mind. Like, I don't feel like the lag affects me much, but there are people in the past who have said, I don't want to, like, practice with you because of the lag. And when we have played matches, expressed their distaste.
Well, I mean,
it's
as far as strategy, just do lag-friendly or lag-abusive strategies.
What does Terran do that's lag-friendly, though? I mean, I guess, like, 2-Fac versus Protoss, but I can't think of anything else.
More tanks, less vultures, I would assume.
Yes. But the thing is, like, it's not that hard to, like, aim-move your zealots with lag, right? And what if your vultures are out of position? That's, that's something you have to do quickly, I suppose. I don't know. Anyway, this is an online league, right? So I feel like that's just part of the charm. You want no lag, like, become a Korean pro, play on LAN. When's the Coach-Pupil League starting? That would be perfect.
Well, you're in Australia. You gonna make that trip?
Sure, I'll fly over. I don't care. Where's it gonna be?
Oh, I'm assuming it'd be in America. Most players do seem to be.
Well, that's what you think, but like, who's paying the most Benjamins to snipe here? You know, it's gonna end up in like. I'm trying to think of like the most typical Australian-sounding town in Ulladulla, in Australia.
You're gonna fly snipe out from Canada? I don't think
so.
No.
He'll use the bribe money to do that himself. I don't have to pay that. Oh, look at this perfectly symmetrical wrong scouting pattern. Oh, isn't it beautiful?
I suppose.
TVT's so beautiful, man. Nothing's even happened yet.
Oh, I think we're seeing a build difference, though. The Mars getting that gas a lot earlier than...
You can do it, man.
It's a slash, not a period.
Yeah, he screwed up twice.
Slash for commands.
Oh, look at that depot. That's a weird depot. But yeah, you are right. This is a bit rare in TVT, but it's still totally legit build. A gasless expand. So generally, this gives up all map control to your opponent, and you're just saying, well, as long as I have the expand, I'm good. I'll just get more tanks over time so I can break out from whatever contain you set up. So this kind of does give the initiative to Mars, though, so he can take the game whichever direction he wants, up to Peter to react. Oh, here comes his Marine.
I mean, I feel like it'd be hard to like really abuse the map control here because it's Fighting Spirit. You have that little triangle 3-base setup that's so easy to take and protect. I feel like it would be too hard to get to that.
Well, you say that though, but in TVT, that kind of isn't that useful. if you're holding across your opponent's bridge, you're kind of guaranteed to win eventually, unless your opponent can break through that. I mean, if you take a third base eventually, that's great, but in TVT it doesn't even matter.
Okay.
Because it's all about the long-term map position, right? I think the way I see it, the underlying like concept of TVT is when the map is mined out, who would have mined more of it? That's what you're always aiming for, right? So if you're across this bridge and like presumably stopping them just from getting their army out the third from that tiny ramp, then they're going to mine 3 bases and you're going to mine like the other 9. So it's an easy win if you keep this position across the bridge for the whole game. Obviously, there's complicating factors like doom drops and you know, your opponent just going like mass race or battle cruisers or something. But generally speaking, if you hold across that bridge, it's a winning position.
Okay.
Speaking of Wraiths, oh, I didn't say Wraiths, did I? I said battle cruisers. Wraiths are an option too, but
He
not
also
making
said,
battle
he said
cruisers
doom
from
drops.
this.
He said doom drops. It could still be some drop play. You don't know quite yet.
You can go for a Vulture drop against this Rax FE. I'm not really sure I like it that much though, because I think in theory they have a tank out by the time your drop is landing, or alternatively if they went straight for Vultures, which some of you can do, then they'll have those out. So there's a funny thing with this Rax FE, right? What the non-Rax FE player wants to do is make a minimal amount of Vultures with Mines, which it looks like is what he's doing. Actually, he didn't even make any Vultures. He cancelled Mines, going straight for a tank. So never mind what I was saying, but sometimes what the Terran wants to do is just get like a minimum amount of mines here to delay the tanks moving out, and then get his own expansion and a third. But if the Rax FE player just goes straight into Vultures, they will kill them. But if you go for a 2-fac with Siege Mode to try and kill this Rax FE, and the Rax FE player goes straight into Vultures, they will die 100%. So there's a bit of a cat and mouse there. But this is probably the most typical option, going straight for tanks and getting that Wraith to harass.
Well, I mean, it does seem risky to do some kind of big push when he did. It was cross positions on a generally pretty large macro map too. So
yeah, that's a good point.
I can see why you wouldn't want to commit to 2-fac. Although you were saying like getting that bridge control, like I don't know how valuable that is. This is like why I don't understand this matchup, because
like that
you can't put a dollar amount on position.
If you have 100 tanks on the whole map, just put them all at the bridge. You're good. I don't think you really fit 100 tanks there. Oh, Barrack's backing up.
Seeing from Pato, the army's on the way, so Goliath will be able to deflect this Wraith eventually, but it's still pretty far off.
Well,
not that the Wraith's gonna do a lot of damage quickly.
Yeah, here's the thing: like TBT openings tend to equalize in this way. Like, okay, so, oh by the way, that tank's shelling away. I don't know about this from Mars. This is like super aggressive. He's gonna lose that tank for sure. And this is the thing: like because Pato went for these Vultures quickly, he kind of can get out and exert pressure. That block with that Marine, that was an incredible surround. Not something you see often in TVT, you know, like, oh yeah, TVT's all about the surrounds. So
I've never seen Vultures just fight tanks straight up like this. Losing 2 tanks, it's
Vultures are a pretty good unit, man. If you have enough of them, they can kill anything.
Yeah, this seems very dangerous now, because there's no there's no bunker, there's not a lot of defense back at home, and the Vultures are already here.
So here's the thing, right? Oh no! Oh no! Well, it's a good thing mines aren't done, or this game might even be over right here, because these Vultures getting in the main are going to do so much damage. Like, they've already killed more SCVs than that Wraith is probably going to kill. So, oh no. Yeah, so Mars getting like really aggressive there, given this build didn't really facilitate it. If you want to like siege down a Rax FE, you have to go for 2-fac on 1 base, really, or this kind of thing will happen to you. Okay, so he's going to clean this up here. The Wraith did get repelled from the main. I don't believe it died. No, it is still alive. But here's the thing, now Pato has the best of both worlds. He has the economy and the map control, and he even did more economic damage to his opponent. That said, given that Pato sacrificed all his Vultures, I suppose he doesn't have the army right now, and Mars might be able to move out here and reassert map control. If you get that bridge position, it's not that big a deal that you're behind economy, but I'm not sure he will. A lot of Goliaths are out here.
Well, I mean, I would say it's hard for Mars to push out, because he had on the factories very late. He was just sitting on 1 factory production. Actually had to switch into Vultures just to get some defense up there.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Rax FE players so much more money. They kind of have no factories, then they have a lot real quick. Both players still just on 3 right now. Looks like Pato's setting up for like pure tank production right here.
I like that Pato is moving his army already across that bridge, not going to get stuck in that point that you're emphasizing as a real point of contention.
Absolutely. You don't want to just like be sitting in a base and while you're not even looking, your opponent sieges up in that location. That's real tough. That's a nice move, getting that barracks with that Wraith. Where is that Wraith? I lost it. Oh, there it is. It's actually more annoying than it looks to lose that barracks.
Especially if you're not thinking about it, because if
Yeah.
you wait till you're about to add on factories and go, oh, I can't build.
And yeah, look, I'm pretty sure he wants to add on 2 more factories right now, but he's going to go for a CC here instead. Of course, these vultures are no match for Goliaths whatsoever. Oh, but the minefield. I mean, Goliaths are pretty good against mines, so I don't expect to see much happening. Oh, but the tanks supporting. Well, this is a very good combination against Goliaths, because tanks make them busy and then the mines will destroy them, or vice versa in this case, I guess. Did you see that?
Oh, that poor yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I was watching that as it just wandered in. I'm like, this is not the move you want to be making right now. But Pedo did a very good job disarming all the mines without taking any hits, and only took a little damage from the siege tank. I don't think he actually even lost any of the Goliaths. Just some of
I believe he lost 1. I'm not sure, maybe you're right. But the thing is, Mars, this is a superior composition for Mars, and like over time he'll be able to push forward here. He just needs to take it a step at a time. Because unsieged, I think these Goliaths will definitely crush these tanks. Yeah, it's kind of almost like a TVP right now. I'm a bit nervous that he's unsieging 100% at the time. Because like Pedo has a lot of Goliaths here. If he just dives in on the unsieged tanks, he'd probably win.
Yeah. There's an advantage we haven't really been talking about so far, but Pedo's +1 weapons is about to be finished, while
Yes.
I think Mars is just finishing the armory, so he's well behind on the upgrade front.
Now, +1 only gives you a kind of like situational / marginal advantage. Oh, look at his vultures. That's pretty good, denying that CC. That's a great move. But it does mean he could potentially get +2 a lot faster too. Yeah, this is the kind of move Mars needs to come back. He needs to keep denying the space and getting as much value as he can. I love these mines at the top of the ramp here. Oh, and a tank. Oh my gosh. Wow.
This is unfortunate, but we do see Pedo. He's just starting the CC over at the 3 o'clock expansion instead. Realize this is going to be so impossible to actually get these tanks out of here.
Yeah, I mean, that actually makes a lot of sense, because this looks like Mars can't be removed from this location for a while. I mean, 2 tanks isn't that much, but the high ground advantage is insane. Oh, look at that, sending that vulture out. He's not going to steal the kill, but he will finish it off. Okay, only 1 tank left here, actually. But that was a great move from Mars, I think, getting a lot of efficiency when he's really in a bad spot. Yeah. Wait, so when did Pedo start that 3 o'clock CC? I didn't even.
I think he started it before he lost the one at the south. I think he might have just been planning to take 2 while his opponent was like kind of slow pushing across the map.
Yeah.
Not really having control.
Well, this is getting a bit crazy right now because Mars' army is actually like superior, I would say, but he's not moving out because Mars is so efficient at that 6, and Pedo's spending so much on CCs. I wondered if he was going to start another one there. I feel like Mars is losing opportunity to be very aggressive here.
Yeah,
sorry, you go.
I don't like that. Like, we saw Pedo's early economic advantage. He was up like 12 SCVs, and now it's about even. He's building all these command centers, like going super late game, but he had an advantage that he kind of let slip away for no particular reason.
Yeah, I mean, he is going to get in there now. Oh my gosh, I think this is enough for Mars, though, that he can just crush through this. Decent mine placement so far, but way more tanks.
A lot of tanks.
All those mines doing good damage, but yeah, that's too many tanks for Pedo, actually. He's probably going to kill all this. Well, that vulture getting up in there, too. So difficult to deal with.
Yeah, that was a great exchange for Pedo, clearing out a bunch of Mars things. Now he has to back off in the middle of the map again. But he did use that time to get the 12 up, so...
It's looking very dicey for Mars right now because he kind of has nothing to resist. It's kind of just a matter of if Pedo pushes forward, but I think with this extra top right expansion, Pedo's thinking he needs to be defensive. But again, he could get to this bridge, man. This bridge is the promised land. I've had games where like my opponent has like 3 more bases than me, then I occupy the bridge and eventually win anyway. Okay, gonna clean out this 6 o'clock. Well, I would say it was inefficient, but I mean they're only vultures and in TVT, who cares about that, so whatever.
Yeah, money kind of becomes a non-factor as you get a little more resource, right?
Gas is the only real money, yes, that's right. I mean, at this point in the game, it can still matter a lot, but you do get to a point where you're like, well, I have 3,000 minerals and 10 gas, so it's not so bad. Ooh, I love bringing this SCV to repair, that's a great move there. And you know what, Mars reasserting himself here, controlling this bridge, and that is a pretty important location, because that means he can potentially come up to the top right and hit it later.
But like you said, Peter, we were just talking about how gas is important. He built that top one, and he only cares about that gas. He has no interest in the minerals at all.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense when he already has 3 bases mining minerals. And you can see he's got a pretty good mineral gas balance, but Mars not so much. And they're getting preferred to machine shop a little later, but he's starting more factories now. So, by the way, IK Pato's +2 is already started, whereas Mars is just still building his science facility. Nice scans going down. Sees that army there. That's a great scan.
Yeah, I mean, the advantage I thought he was going to have with the upgrades was a lot more delayed than I thought, because he finished his +1 a while ago and didn't keep the train going.
Well, you need to get the starport and the science facility right, and unlike Mars, he didn't get a starport in an early race, so it's a bit harder. That lone tank should be easy pickings. Oh my gosh, Mars held off by one tank right here. Look at this.
I mean, with all this extra vision you have, it's hard to know, like, can you actually keep going forward? There's one tank, but is there a bunch right behind it?
But see, that's what you have scans for.
Yes, that's very true.
And, you know, because Mars is being held off by one tank, Pato's taking the advantage in the south. He's getting a good position on the map here. Oh, there's mines. Okay, they do get taken out. So a couple mine hits, injured some tanks there, but other than that, it's alright. So yeah,
this
Mars
feels like dangerous though for Pato, moving all the way up this left side. If they're like Mars has a big control of that top right, so if you just swing up and down, like I don't know about this move from Pato. Like you try to go up in a spot where like his opponent isn't pushing that way as it is. All his bases are on that right side. It doesn't feel as valuable.
I don't know. This is kind of like a power projection move, if that makes sense. Now it's like Mars had to siege up all these tanks here. And he's kind of scared to come down here because you can't see if there's any siege tanks or not, right? It's kind of like Pato's area, even though he has nothing there. And also Mars has put like how many tanks over here just chilling back from one tank. So I think Pato's just kind of intimidating him a bit because Mars seems very timid to attack. And you know what? Pato's actually going to reposition over to this right side just as I think Mars is finally thinking of attacking. Okay, so he's going to take out that one tank here. Or is he? Oh. Okay, there it is. Oh my gosh, that's so many tanks.
I can't judge like how these fights go, but I feel like every time it moves into already siege tanks, it's not a good look.
Yeah, but numbers do count, and he had so many more tanks there that he will break through. I think Mars really missed an opportunity to kill that tank earlier and set up a nice horizontal line. Part of the problem was Mars' tanks on the left here were arranged like north to south, which means he could get a good engage there, like a concave in a way of speaking. Okay, but Mars will reassert himself with a few more tanks here. He's actually in range there, for one. Oh, I didn't realize they were still in range. I stopped looking at that. So, the thing is, now Pato's going to secure this top right, I think. Oh, I didn't notice. Vultures ran in there and killed everything, which is a nice move.
Yeah, that's been killed off for a good while now. I'm surprised he didn't actually just keep the Vultures there to keep putting pressure on Command Center. Even though it would be slow, there's nothing there to stop it.
Yeah, this is a great position for Pato, I think, right now. Like, Mars needs to move south and secure this area, securing the other main, to have any chance here. Because if Pato can secure both mains, or even just deny the other main for Mars, then he has, like, way more bases in the long run.
Yeah. Like, it's just interesting to see how these players are kind of moving around the map. But what I've been looking for, I've seen Mars make a couple dropships, but I haven't seen them be active on the map. So I'm still waiting for that, because that's my favorite unit in this matchup, particularly to break open when it gets kind of slow. Like these big Duke drops that are just like, no, let's mix it up, let's get some fighting going. And you can see he's starting to load into them outside.
Oh, man, these tanks at the 9 are cornered. Okay, they're going to get out. I thought they were going to get trapped against the walls mines. But yeah, he does have that advantage, right? That's kind of the main advantage Mars has right now. He could hit a location. I mean, none of Pato's bases have turrets. If he can take out a key base, that'll give him a good position here. I mean, these Vultures bit off a bit more than they could chew there.
I mean, just looking at supplies, especially since most of it's in dropships right now, if Pato started being aggressive, getting control of that left side base again, I think he would have the numbers to do it.
Yeah, that relentless macro from Pato, he's 40 supply up right now. That's pretty good. So, you can just drop the dropships right on top of tanks and bust them as well, but it looks like he's going to go for the bases here, which I think is a better option.
I don't know. I didn't catch it if those dropships moved down south enough where that mine
they're heading for that
base actually got it.
I don't think the mine saw it. Well, if they did, Pato certainly isn't reacting. But he has like 1 billion Vultures at the natural. He actually pulled them back to the main expecting that, but that's not what he's doing here. Oh man, that's quite a few tanks, right? I don't think Vultures are really fit to engage that many tanks. Well, This is a great drop, just like cutting down that base.
Yeah, just being able to get that gas production cut off a little bit. And like that's set up in the top right. It's not defended or anything yet, but Mars can never use a dropship to break open that tank line because there's only tanks there. He didn't build a bunch of turrets to help defend them. There's nothing else on the ground. So
yeah, absolutely.
But as I say that, he's moving everything upwards. I'm starting to learn how to cast from you.
So look, the thing that stands out for me right now is that Mars is very vulnerable on the left here because he has this 9 o'clock base, but he did not move his tanks forward to cover that, and we can see Pato starting to take that position. If Pato really fortifies just to the right of the 9 o'clock, then it'll be easy work to eventually work his way in there and deny that mining, and that's really Mars' only hope right now is that base. Okay, he's going to push down here though. This is the move Mars needed, I think, and if he can fortify this position, take the other main, he's looking great, especially if he can hold on to the 6. If Mars can hold on to the 6 in the long term, he has more bases on the map.
Well, here comes Pato, starting to move forward on that top side. If he can put some pressure on that 12 o'clock, because there's nothing there. No turrets, no tanks, no nothing.
I mean, speaking of tanks, this is just too many. Like, what can stop these many siege tanks? Like,
I don't know.
Even unsieged against the Protoss army, this many tanks just roll through.
Yeah, the Psystorm's Arbiters, like
now
with army with tricks.
That's the answer. You need Psystorms, right? If Terran had Psystorm, oh my god. Okay, he's going to try and defend his natural here, but look at the position Pato is. He's at that bridge.
Yeah, you're really hyping this up. The fight going pretty evenly. Like, you're about even supply. And we see if, on the bottom right corner, Mars trying to move forward a little bit.
It's the position. It's the position. Like, think about it this way. Like, if you sacrifice supply to gain position, it's probably worth it. Because every meter your opponent has to take back will probably cost them units. But you are right about this counterattack. If Mars can secure his own position here... Oh, but the mines... Ah! Okay, somehow they don't go off. Oh! Okay, that was a pretty good hit. Still has 6 tanks here, though. But he's given up the 6 o'clock location of this, and he's losing his own 12. And, you know, Pato's still mining from this top right. Even put, like, a TVP-style wall up there. Oh, man, those SCVs are not going to make it out.
Oh, man. That's not what you want to see right now.
Oh, look at this, though. Mars maybe take out the 3 o'clock. Both players just dismantling each other, but the problem is Mars is not going to be able to move units out on the map easily. He does have all the dropships though, and that can give him an advantage in this scenario.
I mean, the biggest thing I'm looking at right now is that there's so much pressure on all these bases. The gas comes plummeting for both players.
Yeah.
Mars doesn't have any banked up, so while they're like only around that 100 supply, not nowhere near max, Pato's going to actually be able to make more effective army.
It's totally legit to just drop vultures and siege tanks. Look at this, Pato actually using SCVs to take out these tanks. That's a great move there. Yeah, so Pato only mining from the top right now, and Mars only mining with very few SCVs from the 9 o'clock.
And so, like, what do you do when it gets in a spot like this where no one has a base? Like, how do you get that control to establish the next one?
Yeah, well, with these dropships, right, I think the play is you just keep dropping anywhere he's mining, and when he has 0 bases, then you worry about taking your own, when you're in this kind of scenario. Okay, so Mars flying right over mines there, by the way, so Pato knows what up. I think he's going for a doom drop in the main here, or he's just trying to secure this bottom left, I'm not sure. Okay, he's going to drop at this bottom left. That's a lot of tanks. But 0 Goliaths, are you serious? So he just lifts that off. That's a bit of a mistake, I think, from Mars here, but securing this bottom left is key. If he can set up bases here, then he can recover. Really needs more SCVs down here, though. My god.
Yeah, I think not paying attention to how many they're actually losing through all this harassment at the 6 and that big push up to 12. They actually killed a lot of SCVs that you're not paying attention.
Mars has got so much value from mines laid around the map this whole time. Look at this, these 3 wraiths just getting in there, picking away. That's really good. Oh my gosh, so many tanks have died to mines for Pato. Like, Mars is just putting them all over the map, and Pato's not really paying attention to it.
But he still has the economy where it doesn't particularly matter as much. He still has this very scary force. He's keeping them together.
I'm not so sure
forward,
because
but there's no anti-air here though. Like there's a couple Goliaths finally.
Yeah, that's plenty. That's enough for like 18 wraiths. Okay, maybe it's an exaggeration, but still, that's enough for now.
I might not be though.
Yeah, it would be a close fight. If you have 18 wraiths and there's 2 Goliaths, you're like, you know what, maybe I'll attack somewhere else. Oh no, but now there's 0 wraiths. That's a bit unfortunate. Yeah, this location going to be hell to get into. I mean, there's no tanks up here, but the thing is, by the time you're knocking on those depots, presumably Pedo can reinforce. And you know what, Mars looks like he's happy to play defense for now. But he really needs to get these CCs in the bottom left started. Like, his economy is not strong. And here comes Pedo with his massive army.
Yeah, I wonder if he started the CC in the bottom left, didn't realize it got blocked by a mine, and has never attempted to clear it.
Oh, I was going to say, how is this dropship flying over all those rays? But no, it does get taken out. But yeah, I don't know if he's short of scans or what. I mean, he does only have, like, 2 scans left now because the other base got taken out. Oh, I love this mine placement. This is great mine placement here. If Mars can cut this off and take the top right, then suddenly Pedo's economy is down to 1 base as well. Oh,
is it more important here, you think, for Pedo to try to deflect Mars' attack, or should he put pressure on that bottom left to make sure Mars doesn't get the base up?
I don't think it's possible to break the bottom left because there's so many tanks there and you have that defensive advantage. I think it's better to just try and defend here. But he was caught out of position because Pedo keeps getting his whole army together and moving it around, which can break positions, but the problem is he's giving up his advantage of being pre-siege and all that. So he will be very inefficient here. I feel like Mars is going to get the better of this engagement, even though all these units will definitely be cleared out. Like, there's no way Mars wins this fight, right? But he's going to kill so much more than Pedo just because he's going to be sieged up and waiting.
Man, this is definitely, like, these fights are very inefficient. You actually see the supply. Pedo's been ahead all game. Mars finally catching up, even though he still hasn't been building SCBs. And finally starting a CC, but he has to build it away from where it's supposed to be just because of this one mine.
These Wraiths, though, I mean, sorry, these Vultures, though, every SCB counts so much here. Oh, no, mine hits, taking out another tank. This has been huge for Mars. Like, look, there's only like 5 tanks left when this massive force came up before. So this really shows why TVT is a positional matchup and you can't just deathball your army because you'll have fights like that over and over and your opponent will just pull ahead. But finally these CCs in the bottom left done as well.
Yeah, this is not how I thought this game was going to go after how it started, but Mars finally getting control of that bottom left and Pedo just not being able to really secure. I think if there was more turrets and maybe just a couple tanks in that top right base, that wouldn't have been broken.
Look, I don't think turrets are the thing he needed. He had a lot of turrets and no tanks.
Well, no, like, yeah, and a couple tanks. Like, he needs just some actual defense.
Oh, yeah, you put like 3 tanks on that high ground. Yeah, it's pretty tough to break that. But now we have Pedo's own dropships, and you know, when you're the player with the dropships, you can kind of discount this threat and be like, no, I'm the one who drops. And you don't even worry about it. Man, so many vultures still out here. And look at this, going to the bottom left now. Now, the defenses are formidable, but there's no ATA whatsoever, so what's stopping him? Oh, he's going to drop on top of these tanks. And there's not that many tanks to begin with. The vultures surrounding, though. Look at that mine! Did you see that mine?
I can't tell who that was better for. It blew up so much stuff.
I don't know. It was bad for Terrans everywhere, I'm sure. But, yeah, Mars actually pushes that back. With the help of, like, 1 billion vultures, he's going to maintain this position and might even push forward further. He laid so many mines there just before Pedo attacked. It was actually pretty huge. Oh man, there's nothing defending this 6. If Mars figures that out, he could send a couple of vultures down to the 9, but it is walled off now, and that can be key against vultures.
And starting to rebuild that wall over to 6, so looking like he's trying to actually establish some control to get there, but there's so little stuff at the top right, and we see vultures coming up to fight just these couple tanks. It's the only thing saving this top right base.
Man, great mine placement there. That was really well done. And now the door is open. These SCVs trying to shut it, but they're too late. This is like you try and shut the door, but his foot is already there. Oh man, and these tanks are Pedo coming up, but Mars bringing even more tanks of his own. I'm hearing like Goliath missiles somewhere, but I don't know where. Oh no, it's a turret. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not particularly sure.
Oh man, this is a big blow. Because you know what, Pedo's going to mine out pretty quickly at the 3, and then he's only left with the 12. Whereas Mars just setting up these bottom right bases, bottom left bases with like a fair amount of SCVs now. So Mars is looking really good right now. But the dropships are en route.
Yeah, if there's a spot to like get engaged in. Now, is this the kind of thing like this tank setup that Mars has? Is this the kind of thing you can drop on, kind of like a pro?
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, it's not quite the same because you're not relying on the tanks to blow themselves up, although it is part of it. It's more just when you're dropping on top, you can kill them before they can kill you, right? Whereas advancing on the ground, you just get nuked before you even touch them. But that's exactly what you want to do. Yeah, like that's the perfect use for dropships there. Well, I mean, there's 2 things, right? There's hitting targets that have no defense, and then there's just using them to clean up tanks like that. Because yeah, I don't know if Mars has made any Goliaths this whole game. Oh my god.
Yeah, look at the vultures getting in over the 3 o'clock base.
Mars made such good use of vultures this whole game. And look, tanks coming in here too. Only 3 tanks come up for Pedo. He's going to be reduced just to that 12 o'clock. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Chat asking what the upgrade is, which actually brings up a point. Remember how slow Mars was to start the upgrades?
Well,
he actually got +3 weapons first.
I mean, again, it's like marginal / situational, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter that much that Paydo's only on +2. That's all you really need.
Yeah, that's kind of the big number, right? Unless they have a bunch of armor upgrades.
I think even if you have +3 armor, oh, actually, maybe if you had +3, not +2, +3 armor, I think maybe you would stop it. But like, come on, you're really gonna get +3 armor before your opponent gets +3 attack. And now, you know, Mars coming up here. What's even in this main? There's suddenly like no units.
I mean, there's no units, but there's a whole lot of factories and a whole lot of machine shops.
Yeah, that's true. But GG, I mean, he knows how inefficient this is going to be. Mars takes it. Quite a nice comeback, really.
That is not the game I thought we were going to see when we saw how that opened up. And Paydo, with the superior economy, got the map control. He got the best of like all the worlds, all the openings. But Mars got some good positions, and Paydo took a few too many inefficient fights.
Albert +2 is the breakpoint where tanks two-shot each other. +3 is better against like Goliaths, Vultures, and Wraiths, but it's +2 that's the really important one. +3 is a breakpoint against Zerg and Protoss because, well, it just does too much damage and all they can do is pray. So yeah, I think in that game, Mars really showed superior positioning and Vulture use. Like, the Vultures were absolutely key there. Starcraft's screwing up, help.
Why?
Oh, the game doesn't exist anymore, right? So
no, it's I was hosting and they named their game names like jerks. It went Game 0, Game 1.
Okay, so we have a bit of a situation with the so-called Game 1, don't we?
Yeah. So apparently there was increasingly bad lag issues as things went out. The second game didn't really get played out. The Paydo kind of handed the victory over to Mars, given the situation. It happens sometimes when you do play this kind of, we're in America, you're in Europe. Sometimes you just can't get the connections to work out. So kudos to them for trying to get it out, and they did just resolve it without any major issues. So, good for them for being sporting about it. But unfortunately, these things do happen when you do online leagues that don't have a restricted area of entrance.
Well, I think it's good that their game 1 was like a long macro game where both players, got to show what they're bringing. It wasn't just like one of them won with cheese. So I think it would be a fair contest, to call it based on that if they can't play again. So that'd be a 2-0 for Mars then? Or maybe like a 1-0? Let's just call it a 1-0.
Yeah, we'll call it 1-0, best of one. They're playing their own format.
Yeah, that's right. Alright, let's get into the next series then. Who's it going to be?
So this one, we're going to have Why I'm Noob versus Ash Jojo, TVZ Classic.
Alright, in the top left, in the blue, it's Why I'm Noob, aka Stream of Doom, aka Always Lose. Am I missing any? There's a few. Aka Neblime sometimes on ladder. In the blue.
Really?
Yeah, he has that username that's like Neblime, just with like a full stop. And in the bottom left, we have Ash Jojo in the red. I don't know any AKs for him. I'm pretty sure he's straight up just Jojo.
I think, is he one of those players that has other clan tags, but it's always Jojo?
Yeah, I might be right.
I think I've seen him with WIC.
Did you see? I'm just like, I might be right, but no, I meant you might be right.
Even when you're trying to say that I'm right, you're still saying it the wrong way. This is classic match.
Yeah, everything I say is proved wrong immediately. I didn't do any last game, did I? Where I'm like, oh, he's gonna kill this, and then he didn't.
There was a good amount of times where you're like this base but called the wrong one. So kind of a little bit.
I mean, that doesn't count. It's not like I'm being disproven. It's just that I'm saying it wrong, which I do every time.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible. Like calling out a position is like doing math on stream. Don't do it.
Albert says Wiko is actually an AKA as well, WICO. So there you go. Thank you, Albert. Albert knows everything.
Yeah, I think that's the the other clan. But I think I always see like the little smiley face Jojo.
Ah, yes, I get you. So, by the way, a gas trick coming down here. I don't know if that's because he just wanted to make the overlord sooner, or he's going for a pull here.
I've heard people in the Discord talk about that a little bit, and that used to be a lot more popular back in the day. But I think now for most openings, it's just the economics. It isn't better, even though it feels like more active.
No, it's absolutely
it's not actually. It's actually not better.
Yeah, it has been mapped out quite precisely, and It's just slightly inferior. So like if you wanted to make your Overlord at 8 for some other build and you missed it and you made it at 9, sorry, if you want to make it, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you said, I screwed up without anything even happening. Then it's fine to do it to kind of catch up. But if you were planning to do like 9 Overlord for like 12 hatch, right, it's not worth it to do it. It's only like to patch your mistakes. I don't think it's good for a regular 12 hatch build. I guess depending on your build, though, it might be incorporated sometimes.
Yeah, I think the only matchup I actually see it in that where it doesn't feel like a wrong decision is ZVZ.
Yeah, definitely a lot of the time that's what you want to do there. Because you definitely want to stop at like a precise number of drones. Okay, so gas coming up quite early here. We have a 2-hatch build coming up from Zerg. Terran looks like he wants to expand here. So Shroom I'd say is a very kind of like crafty player. He's always bringing like an advanced build, it seems to me. So we'll see what he can pull off here.
Well, I see you didn't want to be wrong. You didn't say anything. We're actually not seeing that early gas from the Terran player, so maybe some classic bio play.
Yeah, that's what it looks like so far. Of course, it's always possible to switch into mech later, but it does depend how the game goes. And against 2-hatch, getting this barracks command center at this time, you're definitely going to have to go into Marine for at least a little while.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with early game Marines. Like, they're going to be useful against Langs. You can set up a bunker. They're just such a good versatile unit, especially early in the game.
Oh, well, I even meant to the point of, like, you need to get Stimmer Medics if you're going down this path. So that gas is actually quite early. This is a bit unorthodox, what we're seeing from Noob here. Typically against 2-hatch, you go for the second barracks straight away. So this early gas is a bit unusual. See what it's going to do with it. Okay, second barracks is going to go down now.
It would. So the only thing I could think is why you'd want to get this earlier gas is that you're maybe trying to hit a sharper timing with your upgrades, maybe push like right before they're going to do their 2-hatch aggression.
Sure, but if you do that, you still get the second barracks immediately, and then you get the academy soon after. Because all you want to do is hit with Stim and Medics, right? You don't need that much gas for that. It's more the academy timing. Like I said, academy is coming up, but I suppose you're right. This is going to be like a fairly sharp timing here. I think we might see an earlier eBay, maybe? Because obviously you only need it for a certain time for upgrades. I'm sorry, for turrets. But maybe he wants to get earlier for upgrades here, I'm not sure. This SCV, scouting SCV stayed alive a good amount of time, but it looks like it's going to be taken out pretty soon here. Oh, he's looping around. Can he make it? Oh no, he's screwed.
Oh no! What? Oh, he almost got away with the move command, circling with Mercy.
Okay, yeah, so here's this eBay. This is a bit faster than normal with a normal 2x Academy build. Because obviously the Spire is only... Oh, okay, never mind. I was going to say Spire, but no, there is no Spire. Come on, Ash. Not Ash, Jojo, prove me right. Come on, start the Spire. He's not going to get busy.
I feel like he would have either got it really fast, or maybe he's just getting it so he's ready to get lurkers faster. Like, not starting that Hydra Den? Like, I don't really get what's going on here, but that's a lot of static defense.
Yeah, I don't know about this. I think Jojo is anticipating a much faster stim timing than is actually happening. And, like, forcing out all these Sunkens is huge for Noob. Taking a huge advantage just from that already. Okay, the Spire has finally started, by the way. But it's quite late because of all these Sunkens. That's kind of crazy. All Noob did is just move out with a bunch of Marines there. Oh, he realizes he's kind of walled himself in here.
Yeah, I actually, I remember seeing Jojo start a third hatchery down at the 6 o'clock and actually canceled it just to make sure he has this defense up.
Yeah, so I think this is a pretty key mistake from Jojo here. When Stim and Medics aren't out, one Sunken is enough for like 8+ Marines. Like, you don't really have to worry. And I think he didn't realize there were no Stim and Medics, but I think he should know that it's not really possible by that timing of Terran expanding when he did. So I think Noob in a great position here, having forced those Sunkens out. Getting his factory at a great timing here, but he does need to start his turrets fairly soon for these Mutalists. Didn't start any upgrade with that Academy, but this factory timing is quite early, so I'm wondering maybe that's the idea behind the gas. You're trying to take up super faster vessels here, which can be extremely strong against 2-hatch play.
I mean, it's just vessels in general are such a strong play. And if you've seen a situation like this where your opponent's really defensive, you haven't seen anything move out, and like you said, Spire is late. At this point, you would have seen the mutas. Maybe he's respecting lurkers a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I think he knows with scans. I didn't see what he scanned, but I think he should have had the scans he needed to tell exactly what's going on. We do see Hydrogen coming up quite soon, and actually Jojo only making 1 Mutalist right now. 2. Damn it, why do I have to speak? He didn't save his Lava for Mutalist, so this seems to me like a very non-committal Mutalist play. He just wants to force out the turrets he can, and make Terran kind of freak out. And
this feels like a very fast Queen's Nest, doesn't it?
Yeah, reasonably fast. It's not like the fastest you could do, but it is quite fast, yeah. So he's going to use the Lurkers here and try and get into Hive. I assume he's going to go for Ultralisk with the Seabow Chamber up here. Doing the typical thing, trying to hide this third. Noob's looking for it, but I'm not sure if he'll find it in that location. And that's really, I think, Noob's play here, is he's going to have map control very easily with a very small amount of Mutalisk out. He should be able to crush that third if he finds it. Because, yeah, Jojo's given up any like power he had from his 2H meter timing.
I mean, you would like. It's a weird spot here, but you gotta keep scouting for this base. It's not the 6. It's not in the corner. Like it's gotta be somewhere because like Zerg doesn't do like committed to base play for an extended period of time. It's like it's way too risky. That'd be such
it would have hit by now, that's for sure. Yeah, that's definitely a staple of Bio TVT. Sorry, TVZ. You have to just keep looking for bases no matter what. And, you know, Noob only checking, like, these bottom 3, I think he's just patrolling between them now. He's sitting another Marine now, though. He's starting to think about, okay, there must be a base somewhere.
And we got a small little group of mutas moving up here. It's going to end up being 5, but I think just the amount of turrets that are made alone is going to be enough to make sure this doesn't do anything, let alone...
Yeah, I mean, there's kind of gaps in the defenses, so you get some value here, but it's definitely not, like, a threat to Terran. It's not like, oh no, the muta's going to kill me. It's more like, oh, this is annoying. And if he gets that tank,
that first tank, yeah.
It looks like it will be defended pretty easily. But getting decent value so far. Oh, I say that, but he's going to lose another one. Okay, pulls him back.
Well, while he's playing with the Mutalisk, here comes that push across from Shroom, which the Mutalisk didn't see this big army movement, I don't think. So it would have been just in the Overlord, but that doesn't really have vision of the bridge.
Well, the thing is, he can't possibly break these 4 Sunkens and 2 Lurkers just with Bio. Like, he's going to need the tanks up here, and getting him across the map can be a bit perilous. He actually put an SCV to repair it. I love that, actually. That makes this way scarier. And you know, maybe it doesn't matter that Jojo has this third. If he can't defend his natural, he's screwed. And what you really need for this is Dark Swarm. Oh, okay, he's getting a Greatest Fire. Oh my gosh, he's going to kill that tank. Oh, that's a huge pick-off, because that delays this entire push. But if Wymir can kill these Lurkers, the Sunkens aren't as scary. Oh my god. Huge Lurker spines there, doing so much damage. That is insane.
That's just such a bad engagement from Shroom. Like, too far forward. He starts sieging the tank. He should have backed up a little. Like, that's all you do is back up a little bit, and it would have been okay.
I think if he had Bio on top of it, likewise, it would have been totally fine. But yeah, now he's lost so much Bio, it looks less likely he's going to be able to push in here for Dark Swarm. But actually, a Greater Spire is coming up too. I'm not sure about this. Jojo going in like every direction at once. He doesn't really have the gas. He's just secured this third. Getting a Nidus up there. And you know what? Noob has failed to find it until now. So Jojo probably going to be able to hold on to this third. Now, that's not necessarily a bad position for Terran at all. But it does give Zerg a chance. If Terran could have shut that down, I think he could have parlayed the early lead into an easy win. But now it's a bit more even. And Consumer's on the
that base is going to be a lot harder to shut down now that Nidus canals are up and alive.
Absolutely. Although this one Marine could actually come up here and kill a few drones.
That'd be hilarious. I was actually glad to see the Greater Spire, though. I saw a couple mutas; they weren't going to get anything done, and I think that I love that people are starting to experiment more with Guardians as a harassment tool. But here comes a fight across the bridge. That's a bad engage again, losing so much time.
Oh no, I think this is much better for the Terran. Like you killed 4 Lurkers there. Marines are cheap, so I think that was quite a bit over eager by Jojo to go in there when the Bio was actually close to the 10th time. Now, all he has between him and death is these Sunkens, but the father is almost a pop to consume on the way. And yeah, these Guardians actually not being used for harass here. They're using for defense, which is a bit unusual. I don't know if you watched the Esports Night Race Wars thing, but we saw, I think it was Zero doing this. Was it Zero or someone else? I don't remember. Doing this as well. So I don't know if this is a trend now.
I mean, you can't put that kind of like thing on someone like Zero. He plays such weird stuff. Going in for that break, with Darkstorm being down, these lanes are going to be able to repel quite
well, you know, it actually screws the Guardians though, because they can't hit under Darkstorm. See, look at this. Guardians actually... Okay, the tanks are doing a good job of taking out their Marine buddies. Yeah, look at this. The Guardians doing nothing.
They're also not. They're also not abusing their range. It's an 8 range unit. I think. Like you don't need to be this close. You could be on that ridge a little bit away from the Marines.
Now the tanks got rid of every limb. Okay, now there's more. I was gonna say like the Marines actually were gonna clean up those Guardians if more limbs didn't show up. That's the funny thing here. But now just a few tanks left. I don't know. Maybe Jojo can clean this up. Oh no, never mind. Again, that Dark Swarm actually just helping helping Lion move. Okay, now. Nope, still just helping him. Oh my gosh. This is tragic. This is tragic. Oh my gosh.
Meanwhile, while this is going on, that one Marine down in the corner just slightly harassing a Nidus Canal. He's almost killed it. He got the 15 health before the second.
How sad. I don't think it matters though. I don't think this third base matters if you push in here. It kind of doesn't count, you know?
Yeah, I don't even know how you actually stop Terran from not just pushing forward. You clear out the natural, but I think he still has the force to move forward.
Yeah,
JoJo having plenty of resources.
You can see why Dark Swarm and Guardian are not a historic combination. You really just need Lurker Swarm there and he would have been fine. But he threw his gas in those Guardians, which really could not do anything. GG. Well, I think YM coming with a much more just straight up game, just pushing straight to the main, and you know, JoJo trying to be a bit fancy when I don't think it really made sense.
I do think a big part of that was like JoJo between starting the third and canceling it, and then like he went to the bottom right, he didn't start it, he went to the 3, like he really delayed his third base economy, and then just didn't have enough money for enough of kind of anything.
Albert tells me it was actually Sulky, not Zero. That's right, doing that.
Well, he's saying on blockchain. Blockchain doesn't count for anything. Like that map was out of control weird.
I guess. It's not that weird. Alright, so that's 1 point for YM by the way.
Yeah.
Is this the same replay again?
Oh god, yeah, because they numbered it all weird crap. Yeah, they were game 0 and a game 1.
Guys, that game was so good, we're gonna watch it again. We're gonna watch it again. Just love seeing Terran win. Right? Saetzero, you love seeing Terran win, right?
You're putting me in a spot here. You're making me ask if I care more about seeing Terran win or Zerg win. And that's kind of like, do I want to shoot my foot or shoot my hands? Like,
That's a perfect way to put it. Oh, that's great. Alright, in the left, bottom left, I don't know if you call it, the 9 o'clock, it's YM aka Shroom of Doom in the blue. And the bottom right, it's Ash JoJo. Both players gone blue and red again, I love it. The color choice is on point for both players, so it could be anyone's game.
oh man, it did take us a whole couple games to start talking about color choice, but CPL stable to discuss high tier colors.
CPL stands for Colored Players League. No, that sounds like...
Yeah, you gotta rephrase that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that sounds like 1950s America era, like, segregation.
Yeah, I think if you went with that little line of jokes and then you said something about like Terran's the best race, I love this race. Like they can't.
Alright, we racist now in CPL. Yep.
If they clip it, and I stay quiet long enough, they're just gonna sound like you saying stuff, and I'm just not even here.
Okay, so another TVZ, another extractor trick. I guess this is just what Ash JoJo does.
I don't get why.
Hey, says Pebble. Hi.
Well, hello.
Why is Cat saying Zerg League, Terran League? I don't understand.
Is this drone moving out quite early?
Yes, indeed. I'm not
like,
sure
what
what
would
plan
be...
is here. He's probably checking for proxy, it looks like. Come on, don't prove me wrong, JoJo. No, where are you going? No. Why do I say things? Okay, I don't know what he's doing with this. I mean, it's not super early. He's still going to get his expand up here, but it is a bit early.
But that, like, losing a drone that early on, especially when you're already doing the extractor trick and kind of being a little less economical to begin with, this is... I don't really like this. You kind of, like...
Yeah, and it's kind of almost too early to see anything. I guess you can see there's no gas, but, like, he's probably going to have to leave before he sees the CC timing.
Oh, I mean, gas steals, maybe that would be cool.
But there's
like,
no
just
point.
to force him in the bio?
Well, I mean, I guess if he wanted to go one base gas, but I don't think it's really worth it for Zoe, generally speaking. He's trying to harass his SCV, but really a drone is just not up to this task. Like, it just can't, pull this off.
Yeah, it's not a probe.
Yeah, that's right. It's also not an SCV, so it doesn't have much points. Oh, but he's gonna get it! Oh, I shouldn't have said anything, now he's gonna kill this!
Oh, this is so great.
Oh, got it. Oh my god. Honestly, I feel like YM could have repaired that though, so no credit to JoJo here.
No, it doesn't matter what you're talking about. You could make any claim at all, and it's immediately proven wrong.
No, Pebble, it's not Lemon because that's one of my AKAs. And you know what? If I'm the one streaming it, I'm putting my little stamp on the on the stream. That's why it's not lemon. Did these really look like oranges to you, man? Come on.
I mean, maybe he has a color blindness, a color sensitivity.
I guess.
You gotta be accepting that maybe he has oval like shaped oranges.
You know what? Actually, now that I look at it, like the one on top does kind of look like a yellow orange, just in shape. Okay, so yeah, Jojo going for a pretty pedestrian 3-hatch build here, but he's going to take the 3rd hatch as a 3rd base, which is a bit greedy. Shroom's going to come up here and have a look. Oh yeah, he's going to find this right away.
So you're the Terran in this spot. You see this kind of play where it's like, oh, you're going for a 3rd base. Is this like, what do you go for to actually punish this, or do you just kind of accept like that's going to be too hard to attack? You do something else instead.
He's going with the greedy / risky option here, which I don't think is going to work out, where you just send whatever Marines you have and build a bunker next to it. But like 4 lings have already been made, and they're coming straight up to Shroom's base, so this is really not going to work out that well. Of course, Shroom
a couple Marines already on the map. This is dangerous.
I mean, it's only 4 Zerglings though, so it's not like it's going to like take Shroom out. He's just going to do some damage, whereas like I think guaranteed Shroom will kill this base if he makes a bunker here. And that's a pretty huge blow for Zerg. Because you got to remember, hatchery is their production as well. And look at that. That micro was so good. Those lings did basically nothing. There's more though.
Yeah, that was fantastic from Shroom to defend that as well as he did. I was hoping the lings would actually stop the production of the 2nd racks and then proceed to go in, but they just kind of went for the throat but didn't get anything done.
Man, SCV is too strong. So yeah, this is a pretty big blow right now that this base got taken out. As Nudo, we should just put these Marines here and just keep this position. Oh, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. Now he's like, you know what? You won't take this. He's going to send 1 Marine home there. So yeah, this is pretty bad for Jojo now, because he's going to have like a 3-hatch lair timing on 2 hatches. Okay, no, he's going the other option. He's going for a 3rd hatch and getting an even later lair, which is going to be quite unpleasant for him, because Terran's going to get out here with Stim and Medics before he even has a lair finished, I think.
I think at this point you're kind of committed to the point like you gotta just skip the Spire, go right to Lurker, right?
Yeah, maybe it could be a way to do it, because you can definitely get out there and take a 3rd base with that. But the problem is that is way scarier when Terran gets up to their like starport tech. If you went straight for Lurker, it's a lot easier for Terran to like drop you and such. And you can't, like,
speaking of scary though, look at Zerg not taking the mineral only, not taking that little fake high ground, taking the other gas base, the one that's right next to the Terran base. That is terrifying.
Oh yeah, well look, any base you can take where they might not scout is pretty important, kind of like last game. And you know, this base at the like 11 o'clock is also fairly common, to be honest, just because if Terran doesn't find it before you get set up, it actually doesn't matter how close it is. You know, you put 2-3 lurkers on that ramp before vessels or tanks, there's no way they're getting up there, just straight up.
Yeah, well, we are seeing Hydra Den is completed, but Lair still have not started, and actually getting an Evo Chamber. I wonder if there's actually going to be some kind of Hydra Ghost base play. Which that just sounds bad. You're behind, and your opponent shows like 2 racks, like they're going into bio. That sounds like an easy way to lose quick.
Yeah, basically this will... Oh wow, he found that 3rd base so quickly. This will have like an advantage until Terran gets like 3 or 4 tanks, basically, and then you're screwed. I mean, I guess I can understand the desperation, because he's in a terrible position, and the thing is, he can make all these Hydras without a lair, which is actually also pretty important right now, because he doesn't even have one on the way. So maybe if Always Loose gets over eager, he can take a good fight here. Is Bunker going to get taken out? Okay, a bunch of Zerglings here. With Marines.
I mean, that's the commitment was already there with the bunker, so it's not really anything too lost. This SCV just hanging out at that new 3rd and a bunch of Marines moving down to try to shut that down.
A great scan from Wyoming confirming it's Hydralist, no lair, so he just cancels all his turrets. And now, like, what can Zerg do about this base? Like, once Terran gets up that ramp, that base is done for. I don't care how many Hydras you have. Look at that, even a Firebat steal all these Zerglings. Yeah, this is not good for Zerg. Those medics get warded off though, so that's something.
The Firebat goes down quite quickly, trying to lock on the ramp. The hatchery goes down, gonna lose all the Marines for it, but well worth it.
Yeah, when you're going Hydra strategy, you definitely need bigger economy, and that's it. Oh no, it's lag. I thought the game was over. We dropping? Is this happening right now? Oh, come on.
Right.
We good?
Still there? I hear you.
Yeah, alright, good. That was temporary. So yeah, this is not good for Zerg at all, because when you're playing Hydra, you really need a big economy to make heaps and heaps of Hydras to kind of overwhelm the Terran. And Terran even getting like more bunkers here, knowing that like the only real option is a counterattack. Zerg's still trying though, going for another 3rd here, while Terran has kind of spent their army. So Jojo definitely not one to give up too easily.
Right, but this like being committed to this Hydra Ling, it's gonna be upgrades, but you're still not on Lair. You can't threaten lurkers. You can't threaten Scourge. Like the bio's actually still ahead of you on the upgrades. They're still gonna have stim and like +1, and like, this even like playing into what Terran has, it doesn't feel like it's gonna win. Plus, you're so behind on tech.
And that's what really crushes the Hydras here. If the bio upgrades are better, the Hydras really are straight garbage. Like, they're not that good to begin with. Oh no, we're lagging again.
Yeah.
Alright, we're back. It keeps spiking. Guys, is the stream stuttering as well, or is it just in-game?
Yeah, I'm not sure, so I was gonna check.
Yeah, no one's saying anything. By the way, Purple, I like lemons. It's just, you know, it's kind of an in-joke from a long time ago that I have that name. I have nothing against lemons. But I'm not one. Don't forget.
Alright, well, they're saying the stream was fine, so I guess it might have been me. I might actually
you are
check
the liger. It's not the Australian, it's the American. Wow.
Dude, like, what do you want from me right now?
I don't know.
It's not my fault.
Admit Australia's the better nation? I don't know.
That's quite a jump from me having Wi-Fi and like having a little bit packet loss. It's quite the jump to make.
Let me just ban this guy. How do you feel that's oh, here comes this big attack. Sorry, I was looking at chat. Having to moderate. But yeah, this is just not enough Hydras, right? And even without the bunkers, I think the Marines would have cleaned up there, so that gets repelled very easily. So
yeah, like, especially once you have a couple medics and you have a good amount of bio together, they stem and just gonna shred through these Hydras.
Yeah. It's one of those things, right, where when one player outnumbers the other, it becomes way more one-sided. I mean, I guess that seems kind of obvious, but it's even more so for bio versus Hydra. How do I feel about Zerg? Purple Zerg's fine. I mean, they're not Terran, so I'm gonna kill them, but they're fine. Okay, well, continuing to make Hydras here. Lair is almost done now. So you can get a bunch of lurkers to support this. It can be a lot more effective. But with Terran already on 2 factory tank production, I think he really knows what's going on here. And it's going to be able to come out with an unstoppable push. Man, Jojo actually just retakes this 6 o'clock. He doesn't care.
I mean, at this point, like, you gotta just commit to not caring. I think he needs to, like, get this face up. Like, this kind of army, you just need an economic advantage, too. Like, to make it, like, function at all. If you're not gonna have, like, the Violence or the Plague or any kind of stuff like that, you just need a lot of stuff.
I absolutely agree. Well, here's the thing, though. He's gonna have 1-1 while the Terran just has +1 weapons, so there'll be a slight edge on upgrades, I suppose, there, but, like, with the tanks here, I don't know. You know, when I play against this, I do like actually just get an armory and get tank upgrades. Because once you get +2, and especially +3, they really crush those Hydras a lot more.
Yeah, but I mean, even like as it is, this force is already kind of intimidating, but he's got to be careful not to split it up too much. That would be the only real chance for Jojo to get in there and pounce. But he's positioning himself in such a good way to attack whatever base feels vulnerable. Positioning right.
I don't know if he knows about the 6 again, right? Because you wouldn't assume he'd retake that. But it's kind of like the other game. Does it even matter? If he gets in this natural, the game will be over. But that is a lot of Hydras coming up from Jojo here. And I don't know if Noob is expecting the attack from behind. We'll see.
I mean, the attack from behind isn't really mattering as much, though, because there's nothing to go from the front, so it's still a great spot. The tank not killed him. He's still getting some stuff done.
Oh,
he has time to kill.
Even that unsieged tank in the back adding its value, oh, it is going to die. Good try on siege tank, but you're just not as good as the siege tank. Okay, so Jojo taking out a couple of tanks though. There's not much left for Shroom, but what is left for Jojo? Just a few Hydras. Uh-oh.
Yeah, but there's no sunken, no lurkers, no like lurker actually on the way but not done. Still just so much delay in all the power.
Oh, there's a bunch of Hydras in here. I don't think it's enough though. Yeah, that's so many Marines. Shroom are really keeping up the macro behind this, just rallying so much fire. And yeah, Hydras can't stand up to that. And I think he'll get in here, take out all the tech, and that's probably going to be the end of the game. There's even 2 hatcheries in here as well, so much production being lost.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of style Jojo was going for these games, but this just, like, we've casted him a good amount. This just doesn't feel normal for him. Maybe just having an off day.
Well, he tried to be greedy with that third base, but, that's fine. I think going for greed is okay in a match. But it didn't work, so he tried this weird strategy to kind of catch his opponent off guard. So overall, I don't mind it. I think it's a decent concept. But that is a 2-0 for YMNoob. Really just bringing solid, straight up play, not trying anything too fancy.
Okay. So our next set, we're gonna set up for a little special event. So if you want to, get us on mute, we'll set things up real quick, and then we can get into a fun little side event just for Neblime.
Yay!
Okay.
So do I have to call him, or do you?
I think you have to, because you started the call.
Oh dear, he's not on my friends list. So hang on a minute. Let me find him.
Let me see if I can add him to call.
I think you can. Wait, what if I press
I'm
this
not.
button? Oh, that just hangs up. No, that just makes me hang up. So I pressed the wrong button.
Friends with you on Discord?
No, he's not. Oh,
no,
wait.
you and me.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, I kind of was like, you have to be friends.
That's kind of funny.
I sent a request. You accepted. All right, now I got it.
Let me see. Add friends. Here we go.
Okay.
Just telling him to add me, then we can get him in here. Okay, so we need to go into a group DM. We can't do it in this call, so 1 second.
Well, no, you can. You can add it.
How?
You can add them to it.
How?
In the top right, there's a little person with a plus sign by the search bar.
No, it made a new one.
Hello?
Hello. We don't have Saetzero in the call though.
Hello,
See,
Death. How are you?
So who do we have here? We have Death Star joining us. Thank you for coming in.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us in the match of the week. So the reason we have Death Star here is because, well, you can explain, Saetzero.
Because Not Lemon is an awkward little Australian boy and doesn't want to cast his own games. So we grabbed another fantastic term. Hey, let me do my intro. You put the reins in my hands.
Let him finish. I like where this is going.
Yeah, go on then.
We grabbed another fantastic Terran player. I've casted with him a couple times. It's gone well. So I'm like, let's bring him in, and then Neblime could sit here quietly while we roast the crap out of him.
I think it would be awkward for anybody to cast their own game, unless you're just sitting there like, yeah, I'm so good.
Oh no, it's the worst. I hate it so much casting my own game.
All right, so
especially if you know there's like, oh, I really messed this up. You know exactly where it is.
Yeah, exactly right. So we're going to jump into all the same lobby. I'll continue to observe, but I'm just going to take a back seat for the casting of Death Star cast this series. So you want to jump in this lobby here, Death Star?
Yeah, I'm in.
Awesome.
Okay, and if the people in the chat could let us know that you can hear us all okay, we have a new voice, so make sure the audio feels balanced to you guys.
You guys hear me all good?
Yeah, they should be able to.
Well, no complaints.
That's right. Imagine you're streaming, there's just like nothing in chat. Well, no one's complaining, so I'm carrying on. Sounds good, says Spish. Okay, cool.
Well, that sounds fine to me.
All right, so what is this match? I don't even know what it is. So, oh,
well, this is Starcraft. It's a strategy game, real time. But we're casting another TVZ with in the yellow Terran down the bottom right. It's Neblime doing pale yellow, even though I think he's talked crap on pale yellow, and he doesn't like lemon.
You know I go random, dude.
And in the top left, we have silver in the yarn.
Look, I know I said I was going to take a
no video.
Oh, right,
You're
yes.
on the overlay.
Right.
That's okay. We're real early in the game. You've seen them. There's not a 5 pool. That's.
I know I said I was going to take a back seat, but I got to interject on that one. Look, pale yellow is crap, but I go random and I take the chips as they fall. Right. So this game, I'm like, I guess I was unlucky, you know. But it's not by choice. Anyway, carry on.
Sure.
Not by choice.
What about you, Death Star? There's always a little time to kill in the beginning of these. Do you agree? Is pale yellow garbage?
Oh yeah, it's garbage, 100%.
Okay.
That's the worst color for Terran you could probably choose. But you didn't choose. Sorry, Neblime. We won't crucify you too much.
I don't know. He says random. I don't believe him.
All right, so getting into this game, I don't know a lot about Neblime's CVZ. I've only seen him play a few times. From what I know, I don't think he's a mech player, and I don't think mech is very good on FS to begin with. So I doubt we'll be seeing that here.
The amount of times he is actively against people doing the Goliath build, I would hope he's not going to do it himself and be the biggest hypocrite in history.
Man,
He is so against it, although he does admit it is strong. So if he did do it, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think he is just more that kind of classic bio, old school, proper Terran player.
Neblime, we're gonna have a talk after this series about why you don't like the Goliath build, but we won't go into that right now.
Oh no, like he gets tight, he gets mad, it's fun.
So it looks like we had 12 hatch into a 11 pool here. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, it's nothing in particular unusual. We're going straight for that gas as well, so we're not seeing any kind of crazy openings yet. We're not seeing any weird players. Although I really don't know that much about Silver. I haven't seen a lot of his games, so it's going to be interesting to see what the style is. I feel like there's like seeing Zerg in their personal style, especially like that first game. It's like, are they a 2-hatch player? Or are they a 3-hatch player? Do they do crazy stuff, or are they like, kind of standard? Like Zerg feels very flexible for the kind of tier that the tier 0 players are in, that you can do a lot of stuff, and I'm curious to see where it goes.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you there. At this level, Zergs can they know how to do everything, right? I mean, yeah, you still have that personality style, and from what I know about Silver, I've never played with him. I've only seen a couple of his games. I've heard I don't want to use the word cheesy because that's not the right word for Zergs. He's an aggressive Zerg, and some Zergs like to make a lot more units, and some Zerg like to make a lot more drones. Well, from what I understand of Silver.
Speaking of your aggressive, here's that little gas steal.
Oh, we have a gas steal. Oh wow, okay.
Which I don't know if that was just to save the drone, or if it was actually just to force them off, because if you steal the gas, it messes with the gas timing where they can't do like a live build. It kind of forced them into bio a little bit more.
Well, I mean, I don't really like it here, to be honest, because he can see that Neblime's going for 2 racks, and with this build, you usually don't pick up your gas till around 24 supply anyway. I mean, I guess he saves the drone. It's kind of cute, but it's more of 25 minerals down the drain or 50 minerals down the drain in my opinion. But we'll see.
Yeah, SCV getting in the main is going to be able to scout what's going on, but I don't think the SCV saw this big group of Lings moving across the map, and there's a bunker finish with a couple Marines, so I don't think this is going to do a whole lot. Unfortunate for Silver to make these units, and I'm not sure they're going to get anything done.
Yeah, Neblime playing super safe here. He's got these SCVs blocking. He has his depot in the right place. Like, this is just your perfect Terran play. But here he comes. He gets around the bunker. Good job blocking the ramp.
No, he didn't block nothing.
Well, it was almost there.
Yeah, it was almost there. I thought if he could have blocked it off within the range of the bunker, that would have been good. But now a bunch of Lings in the main. That one depot behind the mineral line, making this a little easier to clean up, and actually cleans up quite quickly.
Yeah, and no more reinforcements here. A couple drones misrallied, but overall, that feels so good as Terran. He maybe lost like what, a couple Marines and maybe 1 SCV.
Now losing all those Lings up the front, now you don't have any kind of map presence anymore. You're going into that spire, so it's going to be 2-hatch Mu to play. You got to make sure that can get some pressure on, but losing all your ground forces makes that a little more intimidating, because any kind of early push out from Marines just to force a reaction, you just have nothing but to actually defend it with. You're going to have to waste your larva, or you're going to have to just get sunken. So we actually see Silver getting 1 sunken now, just in case.
Yeah, exactly. So, exactly right. So when you waste those Lings, I wouldn't use the word waste, but when you expend those Lings like that, now you're kind of at Terran's mercy, because if he pushes out, you're sacrificing your drones for sunkens, and it's just going to make your mutas later, and you might pop with only 4 instead of when you could have had 5 or whatever it is. So
yeah, I think he's gonna be pretty okay as long as he starts banking up some minerals now. Plenty of gas banked up for Silver, and looks like he is starting to save the larva a little bit, but not going to have like a full 3 on each hatchery ready to really get some mutas going. So this is a little bit off compared to what he's expecting to, unless he's not really trying to do that super sharp, like 5 mutas in your face kind of stuff.
I gotta point something out here. I think Neblime missed his stim timing. His stim seems a little late to me. I feel like he should already have stim done at this point. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I don't think it's going to come in too much of a play. It'll be done by the time the mutas get here, and range will be, if he's on top of it, range will be pretty close to done by the time the mutas are able to actually gather in a significant amount of numbers.
Well, even ignoring that, the timing on the turrets is well in place. 2 in each middle line and 1 to cover the barracks as well respecting the possibility of mutas given the opening. Then all the defense is going to be up ready right when we need it to be. Although I always get a little interesting when I see that +1 attack on the mutas. I feel like I don't see that all the time, but it's never really this like hard committed air defense. So I'm always like curious what the thought is behind that instead of going maybe an armor or something instead.
Ooh! Picks off 1 muta already. That's huge. Good defense. A little bit of miscontrol by Silva right there. And he's taking a 3rd hatch and then top right. So this isn't like the 2 hatch all in muta +1. Like I'm gonna try to just use my best micro to kill you. This just keep pressure, keep tearing in his base, get your 3rd up.
So this is interesting. We're seeing from Silver. He's actually getting queens that's rushing to it. Doesn't even have a Hydra then. He's skipping lurkers, going straight to Hive.
Is this that? I don't know how recent this game was, but I know it's been trending around that like 2 hatch into like fast ultra build. I don't know if that's what this is right here, but if it is, that's cool. I mean, I'd like to see that.
I mean, that sounds cool. Neblime going up to the top corner, going to get that scout on the hatchery and like see that that's on, but not really in a position to do too much about it right now. Meanwhile, that Queen's Nest is done. Hive has not been started just yet, though. And actually, I'm starting to think, like, if you go for this fast Hive, you're getting this air weapon upgrade. I wonder if it is, like, planned to be, like, some kind of big Spire play, or if it is going to be the Ultras, like you're saying. But there's not a lot of income for Ultras.
That's true.
Difficult.
I think you can go, like, for this fast Ultra build if you got your 3rd gas and you're just kind of banking it. Like, you kind of save from this point on, right? Like, you just use the minimum amount of mutas to defend everything, and then you get into the Ultra Rush Cavern without, you're not going the Defilers, you're not spending your gas on Lurkers.
But there's also no Evo chambers to give them that armor upgrades, and Ultra without like real upgrades aren't that effective.
You're right, there is no Evo, so I think you've called it correctly. I think this is probably going to be like some Guardian play.
Yeah, well, one Link seeing a little bit of a move out here. Not a lot on the field to actually deflect it, just a little group of mutas, but might be enough to slow it down. Neblime not even going towards main, wants to go straight to that top right and slow this expansion down.
Yeah, and I think this is the right call by Neblime. He got that scout off. Knowing where the Zerg base is such a good feeling. He's pushing out with this large group of bio, and I think even Silver realizes I can't stop this, so he's just going to counterattack.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a good amount of mutas here. They have the +1 finish. Going to be able to get through the turrets a lot faster than what you're expecting, but a good repair there. Actually defending this quite well. Mutas taking a lot of damage they don't need to while Neblime sets up to punish the top.
Oh, this is so painful. He cannot get that turret. The 3rd base is going to get killed. Almost no counterattack with damage done. And now what do you have back at home at Zerg? You're on 2 bases. And yep, it's that Greater Spire play just started.
Yeah, but like if you're losing that 3rd base, you don't have the money to do this. Like you only have 2 hatchers at home. You don't have a lot of larvae. Like the Greater Spire seems real cute, but like if you're wasting your like larva on like these mutas, I think you just die to whatever push rolls at you. You just don't have the muscle you need.
Yeah, he's got to get enough mutas and put them in a good position, like morph them behind this natural, and just pray that Neblime does not control correctly. I mean, the starports are already started, so this gets a little scary. And I think when Neblime sees this, when he sees the Guardians, he should probably just go into race because his science vessels are going to be a way off before the Guardians come.
And that doesn't sound like it would be the worst thing, but like I don't know how many guardians that you would be attending to make here. I think you still need like keep some mirrors around, just because you just have so little stuff, and you need something that isn't going to just immediately die without moving around. There's actually a lot of starports that we're seeing being made.
Yeah, I heard a scan go down, and he immediately started race when his ports finished. So he must have seen the Greater Spire. He must know what this is.
Yeah, so we're actually going into 3 starports, starting the Wraith production. The Silver taking a bottom right expansion, which hasn't been scouted yet, but Neblime is trying to scan around to find it. He scanned the 12 earlier, saw nothing. Scans the main, doesn't see it, but still that natural's being sneaky, undetected.
And here's the Guardians. They are morphing behind. Oh, and look at that.
What a scan! What a scan!
And look at the race. They're just going to beeline it for this.
Yeah, the fact that he didn't keep any, make any Devourers or keep a couple meters around, it's just Guardians. They're going to do a lot of damage, but they are on a clock. And meanwhile, the Neblime moving to the bottom left, going to shut down that expansion again, put Silver on 2 base another time. This feels terrible for Zerg.
Yeah, this is getting it. He's losing a few more SCVs. I feel like he should have pulled out of here a little earlier.
Well, I mean
the damage is irreversible.
If you clean up these Guardians, like, Silver is so far behind. This is like the big game to play, and they're on a clock.
But
they did a lot of damage, but I don't know if it's enough.
This is rough. He's on Terran's production. Neblime's bio was out killing that other 3rd base he found, and this is really going to slow Terran down. This is going to buy Zerg a ton of time. He's getting a lot more damage done with this than I thought he would.
But he still doesn't feel under threat enough to actually recall the army. Finally, now retreating back. With 2 base, still only at the 2 hatcheries as well for Silver, so if you can clean up all his army, it's going to be hard to replenish just from the lack of larva.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely still put Neblime ahead here, but I'm a little surprised at how deep those Guardians got in and how many SCVs they killed.
I mean, they killed a lot, but the worker lead still heavily favoring Neblime, and he didn't lose the command center because all it had to do was lift up because there was nothing that could hit air. It was just all Guardians.
Yeah, that's true. And look at this, 4 Wraiths now. Now Silver's got to deal with 3 port Wraith, and I'm hoping I see some Cloak here because that's going to be the nail in the coffin. I mean, he could. That's a lot of Wraiths.
Cloak was researched and is already finished.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, this is this is such a weird game that we're watching here, but I love the reaction from both players to try to like, oh, the game's going weird. Like they're doing something that makes sense, and it's like they're trying, but I just don't think there's enough punch to Silver's play. Like I said, if he built like a Devourer with all those Guardians and killed the Wraiths, that would have been way scary.
Yeah, it could have been different. Yeah, exactly. But Neblime doing the right thing here, just never gonna let Zerg take another base.
Yeah, just keep shutting this down. The race actually being very active, trying to look around, find stuff as well. So pretty much every base has been accounted for. Like there's nothing here. Silver trying.
Oh no, he can one-shot the drones, and this is so painful. Silver on so few drones right now.
Yeah, he can't be afforded to lose any of this stuff. Neblime's army trying to retreat home, sees that there's an attack coming, feels like it's desperate at this point, but it's just a couple Hydras. They don't have any significant upgrades.
Look at all these Overlords!
Actually, supply blocks. Oh, man, this is brutal.
Feels so good as Terran, I have to say. When you have Zerg in this position and you have this many Wraiths, it's so much fun. Like, I know Neblime is just sitting here smiling to himself as he's playing this game with this many Wraiths. And the desperation move by Silver, he's going to push out with a bunch of Hydras, but all Neblime really has to do is just go back home or get with a nice little meta group here, and I think he holds this.
I mean, for sure, because even if something else, there's still bunker there. Like Hydra's so bad at killing repairing SCVs, that alone is going to keep him alive. Silver tapping out, realizing that he can't get anything else done. That's a weird game one. Not what I was expecting at all.
I like that though. Well played by Neblime, and the plan from Silver, I like it, but Neblime was just too on top of it. He was on his scans. He was stamping out bases. He just never gave Silver any breathing room.
Yeah, if he got one of those third bases up and actually kept it, then I think the game looks very different. I think maybe taking that third base all the way in that top right corner when you're trying to do that kind of strategy, maybe you wanted to keep it all a little more together. 12 might have been a little safe.
Yeah, that's actually possible. I totally understand what you're saying about that.
Or you can just play Protoss, and then you can just arbiters, and you don't have to worry about trying to balance all this stuff. But we're going into game 2 on the Sylphid, and we have Silver in the red Zerg in the top middle 12, whatever position you want to call it. And Neblime in the orange Terran. He's in the bottom right. Random, a better color this time. Good for him.
It's well played by Neblime to get the orange color.
I gotta remember to turn down the turn rate next time I host. It's like that's why I had to keep doing the lane stand. I just realized I'm trying to host turn rate 20 replays with an Australian. It's like, what am I doing? It's like I've never casted before and I forget the basics.
Alright, so we got Neo Sylphid here. This is probably one of my favorite Terran vs Zerg maps. I don't necessarily favor it for any race here. I think it's good for both races. There's places for Zerg. Nice places for Zerg to take thirds, like those corner kind of high ground bases. Those are nice and easy to hold. You can get some sunkens up there. You can run some lurkers in there. Morph some eggs on the high ground. I think it's a good map for Zerg, but it's also obviously great for Terran. You have a nice close third. It doesn't feel like it's impossible to take.
See, like you're trying to sell this. I just think this is way better for Terran. The Goliath build, which Neblime hates, I don't think he's doing it. But the Goliath build, like, there's open ground, easy movement. Like you could definitely just kind of muscle your way through. And Zerg, they do have that third, the high ground third that comes with the gas. But at some point, they are gonna need to take the other main to like really stay in an extended game. Where Terran, they have their own version of the third with the gas. They have a middle only they can take. Because of the way they play, they can even just take that pseudo high ground one that doesn't actually provide any protection. So
no, yeah, you're absolutely right. I was gonna mention the Goliath build on this map as well. Personally, for me, I'm about 50-50. When I play on this map, I Goliath build about 50% of the time because it's just, for all those reasons you listed before, it feels so amazing, and it's a great map for mech.
Oh, you go 50-50. Which one feels like it wins more often?
I gotta say the Goliath build.
Of course. But, I mean, that's fair. Like, it's a strong build, and there still isn't that, like, a set meta response to it yet that shuts it down. Once that gets figured out, I think that'll change, but...
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's kind of like Zergs all have their own different answer on how they like to respond to it. Some, like, just see it, and they want to automatically all in. Others like to just mass Hydra against it, and others like to try to tech against it. So I don't know.
Definitely a lot of choices, but we haven't seen that consensus really good answer just yet. And it's even still like I see things that it looks like it's tuned against it, and then just one fight they lose, and then things happen. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
We're seeing us being a little less greedy this time, going for 3 hatch, but the third one's in the main this time, not trying to expand and be extra greedy, get set up for later in the game after seeing what happened.
Yeah. And Neblime gets a good scout here. It feels good as a Terran. You see the third hatch go down. That's the most important thing. You know where it is. You know it's not going to be a hidden one on the map, and you know it's not 2 hatch. So feels good.
Yeah, if you can keep this SC out long enough to make sure he sees the lair starting, that'd be good, because right now he doesn't know if it's for a lair for Zergling speed. Can he keep it alive long enough?
Oh, and he's going to see the lair.
Fantastic. That's kind of all the knowledge you're really looking for. So I think you just go back to your old school builds, get your basic bio up, get your engineering bay, make sure you have scans ready. Like, you don't do anything too crazy.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. There's kind of 2 types of Terran players. There's a Terran player that like to go 2 racks versus everything, and then there are the Terran players who see the 3 hatch like this, and they like to do the 5 racks plus 1. And it looks like
I was gonna say, like, I love watching that build from Terran, because it has so much punch to it once it gets online. Like, that's the much more interesting style of play, and it leads so easily into SK Terran, which I think is good on this map just because it's good for just a lot of mobility and getting value out of your army.
Yeah, and it looks like Neblime he's doing the 5 racks plus 1 here. He's got his eBay early. He's already started plus 1. So
now he's
doing
gonna
the standard here and things.
Hopefully he either smells it out or gets some kind of scout off, because our 3 hatch is not going to be Spire this time. It's going straight to lurkers.
Yeah. Let's see. He should have his academy. Oh man, scans are a long way off actually. Okay. So
I mean, it should be up in time for the lurkers, but if he burns that first one seeing it, then he's got to be extra careful. But if he's doing this, like he already has the eBay made, it's not going to be hard to get turrets up. And if he's doing this 5x+1, you don't need a third base. You don't need to put yourself in any kind of dangerous position while you're building up.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see what he does here. His turrets, I believe, should be, if he's not sure what he's playing against, I'm not sure how he would have a read, but if he does, he won't start turrets in his base. If he does, he should be starting turrets here, at least a couple in the next 15 to 20 seconds here, because if it is Spire, Mutas could be, I think they get to your base like around the 6-minute 15 mark. Nobody quote me on this. I'm not very good at timings, but it's somewhere around there.
Neblime's screaming right now while he's observing. He's like, we got this guy to cast.
So he just scanned, and what does he see? I kind of didn't. He didn't scan the bases.
He scanned the main. It sees the hydrogen.
Oh, okay, you're right. You're right. Okay.
Which, I mean, that's always a little bit dangerous because you, like, when you only scan one, you just kind of hoping you don't see, like, you're not missing the tech. If it spirals at the natural or something, you would see the Evo chamber really get the good read. But I think just seeing that hydrogen already finished, like, he should feel comfortable. He hasn't seen meters yet. You can kind of make the play that it is, but he's pushing out across the map a little bit, and lurkers are going to be up in time to defend this.
Yeah, and I think Neblime is kind of curving his build here a little bit. He scans, and he didn't throw down the 5th racks. He went for the factory. So I think that he sees that it's lurker. He prefers to maybe get tanks in his vessels earlier against this instead of trying to fight lurkers, you know, with just a little bit more bio.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Still, we're moving out onto that little fake high ground and trying to move around. Not using the force of his army to go straight forward, trying to navigate around a little bit, but might get caught out a little here. Let's see if these Marines can get anything before they burrow.
Good surround by Zerg here. This bio's eliminated.
Yeah, that's a really bad engage for Neblime. He's going to back off here, but Silver actually not pushing forward any further. Happy to just make sure he's setting up that third base.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that. He took a good chunk of bio. I mean, I feel like he could run right to the Terran's main right now and set up a nice contain, but electing not to do that.
Yeah. Well, the bunkers up at the front. There's still no turret made, though. I'm surprised. There's a lot of bunkers to slow down the lurker push, but no actual detection to make sure we can fight it off a little easier.
And just as you say that, he throws one down. And here come those lurkers. This is a lot of lurkers. He needs to get in those bunkers and needs to throw a scan down. There it goes.
Yeah, there's a lot of Marines in these bunkers. They're actually doing a lot of damage. Lurkers popping very quickly, and actually Silver loses everything and taps out.
And just GG's like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't think you were in that bad of a spot. I mean, he lost a lot of lurkers, so I could definitely see why he thought he was in a rough spot there, but he didn't have to go so far forward into all these bunkers. He could have slowed. No,
he wasn't in like an all-in build. It wasn't like a 2-hatch, all my lurkers died, I'm gonna leave the game. He was still on 3 hatches and had his 4th up with, I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe a little bit of tilt from the first game and just, Neblime's just too strong. Maybe that's what it was.
That's possible. Well, Neblime, the games are over. Come on in here. Winner's interview.
Is that how we're going to do it?
No, we're not going to do it like that, but
well, yeah, you can see that.
Like, do you think you should have tapped out game 2 like that?
You see that replay kept going for a little bit because I was like, wait, I win? Look, it is a terrible position, I think, after losing those lurkers. But I was very surprised when he tried to attack those bunkers. I was like, okay, all right, this is happening. But yeah, like, it's going to be tough for him to hold on to his third after losing those. Because you really need 3 lurkers over at the top left against 5 racks. And if I come out with like 2 groups of bio and there's only 2 lurkers, you could break that.
Yeah, I feel like you could build a Hydra and make an egg on the high ground or something. I don't know. You're not in a great spot.
I agree that you don't necessarily need to leave, but it would be a terrible position. So I don't think it's like leaving too early per se. It's just like choosing not to fight on at a disadvantage.
That's fair. Yeah.
All right. Well,
so how did I gotta ask you, Neblime, how did you? Why did you? What time are you supposed to build turrets against that 3-hatch? Because it felt like to me that you kind of gambled that it wasn't gonna be mutas and just scanned and said, okay, I don't need these turrets.
I think you only need it by like 6:40 when they arrive at your base about then. I think.
Really? Okay.
Yes. I'm not 100% on that. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure it's around then. Because 3 hats, right?
Is
It's a
it
3
because
hatch
you can't rhyme? If you had a rhyme, you'd know.
Turrets by 640. Or...
No. Don't unfly it.
Now all these tier 3 Terrans are just gonna lose all these names because of Neblime. It's actually 615. I was right the whole time.
Yeah.
So, no.
I don't know. Look, honestly, don't quote me on timings. Timings are not a thing I know generally. Obviously it's obviously pretty bad. It's like a cop out, but I do it by feel, man.
Yeah, by feel is dangerous, but it does feel so funny.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like you know when the Zerg's layer started, and you know when your scans are done, and you just base it off that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, Death Star, thank you for hopping in to avoid Neblime the awkwardness of casting 2 games. He smashed his opponent.
Thanks so much, man. Look, it would have been weird.
No, that would have been weird if you were trying to like sell it like, oh no, like this game's
What's gonna happen?
What is this?
Oh, I might be in trouble here. You know, it would have been weird. Yeah,
we left the game when the lurkers died at the bunkers. So a surprise.
Yeah. Oh yeah, let's talk about Goliath build real quick because you were like questioning of my dislike. Look, my problem is the build is too good, and at our level, I just keep seeing Zergs die, and they don't really know what to do, and I don't like casting that. That's my objection to it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. Like I was trying to like make that clear. It's just there isn't that clear response. Like this is how you deal with it. That makes the build a little more reasonable. It just there's no clear answer, and a lot of people just die to it because they don't know how to survive.
I mean, the games I liked of it is where we saw Zerg like playing really well against it. I like those games.
I think my favorite style of seeing against it was that one game we casted where the Zerg kind of played it like they're playing against Protoss. And went like big hydras, lots of economy, just muscled it.
Exactly, right. And I've seen not in a game we casted, but a really cool game where Crossy went for like fast queens there and just like delayed, and then took out the tanks, which was really cool. So there's definitely cool ways for Zerg to play against it. It's just I don't like seeing Zerg inevitably try and attack and fail, or like just not have enough, and Terran just rolls them over, which seems to be like 90% of the games of that. And it's a very like Starcraft 2-esque build where it's like, okay, both players in their bases. Okay, my army's ready. I'm going to kill you. Game's over. You know, it's not fun. Whereas Bio, you're always like running around, like, oh, can I get in here? I'm dropping. Oh, I'm irradiating. You know, you're doing everything.
Yeah, you're not wrong at all. All right, so we're going to get into the next game. Thank you again, Death Star, for joining us for the next cast. But we're going into our next one. When we want to see weird Zerg games, which, I mean, we just saw some weird Zerg games. How about Little Choppo? We want some Little Choppo.
Alright, guys, thanks for having me. I'm out of here.
Alright, bye, dude.
Take it easy, man.
Alright, in the top right here, in the worst color ever. Oh my god, it's Chava, Little Chava, also known as Keen here. Oops, I just turned off his vision. And the top left, in the purple, it's Clone Pro. So,
Clone Pro, I have his Thrive on from the Team Liquid Bitch.
Right, sure. I haven't actually heard of Thrive or Clone Pro. Have they been playing CPL long?
I'm not sure. I don't think this. I think this is the first time I've seen the name myself. So.
Well, in any case, it is number TVZ here. Chava in chat saying like, "Oh man, the Goliath build response. Everyone knows what to do." So if Thrive goes for Goliath build here, I'm expecting Chava to win pretty easily. Come on, put your money where your mouth is.
I would love to see that happen. Just like it's so easy. He just like does this weird thing, and just destroys the build. It's like, oh wow, he's got it. He's figured it out.
This one weird trick to stop Goliaths. Terrans hate him. that's basically Chava right now.
See, this is how you're going to get viewers to the channel. We need to start making clickbait.
That's right. Oh, that would be perfect. Well, yeah, that's why you go with like the oddly sexual titles, like with Lava, the whole foot thing. It's like mature Korean dominates Asian man with foot. That's what gets the views in, man. That's how you do it.
Lots of Marines go deep into.
Yeah, gang of convicts goes deep into. I'm not going to say any more than that.
Man, you're on a line today. We're talking colored. We're talking.
Please don't ever quote me.
You're in a whole new world. I think you're just getting ready for playoffs. We're gonna see final form Neblime casting.
Yes, that's right. Oh, You don't want to see my final form. So Chava says the response is clear. He didn't say it was easy. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. By the way, it's going to be a bio build, so it's all moot, but come on, man.
See, this is your perfect day. Everything's Terran.
Yeah.
No one's done the live build yet. And I think the game after this is Protoss, so if we can escape this series, you might like get out of this one with a bunch of fun builds.
Mars didn't even make a Goliath, so he's my kind of guy. I wonder what it would look like if you just ripped builds from like different matchups and played them in the wrong matchup. Like you're in TVT and you're trying to do like 5x+1.
I think Protoss could do that very easily.
Yeah? Like what? You're trying to do Forge Fast Expand as Terran? Good luck with that.
Well, yeah, but if you did gateway expand, it's just gateway pressure.
I guess, but I feel like making that many zealots, it's like versus Zerg. If you make the zealots and they make a defense, it's fine because they spent the money on the defense. You're sitting home. But versus Terran, it's like if you make the zealots and they're not going to do any damage, that's really bad.
Well, you're the cries of 1,000 Terrans, as you said. They made the zealots and they didn't do damage. No, they're doing damage.
Okay, if you say so. Why you gotta rub it in like that, man? I try not to like play the victim and be like, oh, you know, Terran's so hard, but you're the one bringing that in, man.
I mean, they're really fun. So we got Clone Pro getting an SCV in the main. Sees that it's on 2 hatch once he's going to scout around. Sees the lair is morphing right now. And a couple lanes, but they're not going to be able to stop any of the scouting information. So gets that full idea of what's going on here from Chava. But do you really know what Chava's doing?
Can you gaze into the mind of a man and understand truly? Yeah, I mean, there's definitely possibilities from here. Like last game we saw, it could be Muter, it could be Lurker. It could still be just making a bunch of links here, and it's kind of unfortunate that I've left the main. Yeah, see, you never want to leave the main voluntarily, especially if the layer's already started there. You don't need to check the natural. Because, yeah, it's impossible to get back in. It does get taken out very easily there. But, you know, Thrive actually just got the bunker already, playing super defensive here, so he'll be okay. It's just a bit unfortunate playing in
a little tragic thing. It did get fixed pretty quickly, but Clone Pro did have 4 guys in the gas for an extended period of time.
He's doomed.
But he saw it, he fixed it, it's all good. Spire on the way for Chava, just doing 2 hatch muted, nothing too unusual.
Wow, this is a lot of links for only 3 Marines out right now. Oh, and he's baiting for the run by. Look at that, the Marine moves aside and those speed links go straight in. Uh-oh. That's a lot of links, and you know, there's not very many Marines. I don't know about this... Sorry, you go.
Oh, they're surrounding around the bunker. There's no units to really get this done. Actually, fighting the Marines, getting a lot done. The SV is not good enough.
Okay, now he's gradually taking this out, but he did lose a bunch of Marines. And you know what? Thrive doing for a weird build here. We went Run Rax Academy, so he's going to have a way faster stim timing. And the idea behind this usually is that you push and hit the Zerg before meters, but all the Marines are dead, so that's really not going to happen here. So I don't think there's much advantages for Thrive going on right now at all. Okay, gonna hold these links.
Is this the kind of build that you're just banking up your gas? Because it feels like Clone Pro has enough gas that he's not actually gonna be able to use it with what he's
Well, this is the thing, because he went for this early gas in Academy, I think he was supposed to get an eBay as well. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what the idea behind this build is, right? If you're not gonna push out super early, because typically against two hatch play, you get 2 barracks, so you just need the Marines earlier. But he's
actually building a fire bat. I think he might still be trying to push out fast.
There's no way he has time. The spy just finished. Like, there's no way. If he moves out on the map, his bio's going to die. Oh, dude. His eBay just started. I think he's screwed. Because the Mutalisks are already morphing.
Yeah, this is going to be very dangerous. Especially, like, he's still making fire bats, too. So he doesn't even have the Marine count to help bolster the defense here. Like, I don't know. These Mutas are going to do big damage.
Well, maybe you can be super sneaky here, because there is no Sunken, and you just, like, loop the fire bats around and hit them in their base while the Mutas are in yours. But without turrets, like, isn't he just going to die?
Yeah, I think he's going to take a lot of damage here. Like, there's nothing that's really going to... Like, look, there's 3 Marines at the front of the base, and there's one in the bunker.
Well, you know, bunkers are extremely good against Mutalisks, I will say.
Right, but they're not really good at defending that mineral line.
That's true. That is true. Oh, no.
He's actually picking off the Marines for to get in the bunker. Only loses... Oh, he did lose 2 of them, unfortunately.
To be honest,
so.
those Marines lasted way longer than I thought they would. That was kind of crazy. But yeah, now the damage is going down. The turret's only just started here, really. And he doesn't have enough Marines to push us back. Oh,
how are you actually going to finish this turret? I think that this we just turned to a 1-base Terran for an extended period of time.
What you do is you build a bunker behind the mineral line. But yeah, he's gonna.
How would you actually finish it? You're not gonna finish it.
Yeah, you certainly wouldn't. So he's gonna push him into this main here, and I mean these turrets on the barracks aren't even done. There's the finished turret. I was gonna say, is there a finished turret on the map right now? Oh man, so much damage going down.
But if you given what the Clone Pro has here, you stay over the production. Like, how is that? How do you not win the game?
Right. This is the worst feeling as Terran when you're just like, oh god, they're killing everything. Build the turrets. Well, he got a turret up at the natural.
Yeah, but he just doesn't have right now. He has more mutalisks than Marines, and they have to have any chance of actually going to kill off that turret. So many SUVs get killed too. Clone Pro down to 14 workers. This is just the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah, I mean, when Zerg has more drones than you have SCVs, that's how you know we're screwed. Never mind more mutalisks and Marines, or even taking out more here. This main getting battered right now. The Link's just waiting for their chance. Well, at least your 2-5 that's not bunker is totally safe from Zerglings.
Yeah, and
where are these Marines going to come?
There's still a plan from Keen. He's not losing sight, so he's taking that third base over to the side. It's +1 armor for the mutalisks about to finish. They're going to be possibly hard to kill.
Yeah, I mean, even taking out that extra little bit of fire that came out, so now it's just these 2 firebats. And Thrive not even able to make more. GG. Yeah, I'm not sure what's wrong with his build there. I don't know what to say.
A little unoptimization of what he needed to get there. Like, the eBay wasn't ready in time for... He's fully scouted the 2-hatch muta, or at least the 2-hatch lair, and you can make the assumption, unless he was just thinking, oh, no, it ain't gonna be muta, it's gonna be the lurkers, and he was playing around with that instead, but I feel like it's so risky just to blind.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the idea is of the 1 Rax Academy. Unless you're just hitting with 8 Marines and a medic or something. Which, if they're super greedy, you can actually win the game with that. And I've actually done that, so I guess.
Yeah, awesome.
Alright, in the bottom left-ish, we have Thrive, aka Clone Pro in the yellow. And the bottom right, we have Little Chava in the teal. It just means that yellow more vibrant than usual.
No, that's just normal yellow. You've seen pale a lot.
I guess so. I've seen all these shitty colors.
Java in the chat making a good point that the Lynx did get in and do a good amount of damage. Maybe just throwing them off the build, or maybe it was going to be something really sharp, as far as you can't afford to lose these couple Marines early. And
I'd say those Lynx were only going in as the Spire was starting. Terran should already have started his 2nd Rax before his academy, but he already had Gas Academy with 1 Rax by that time, so already something was thrown off there. Yeah. I mean, again, maybe that was just his plan. He was going to try and push out with the Lings, kill all his Marines. Because it definitely can be a thing that you just push out with Marine and Medic before the Zerg is ready. But
yeah,
definitely
I feel like that's one of the nice things. You get that off where it's the Sunkage aren't ready yet, or they did a round of drones when they needed some units. Pushing out at weird times, it isn't always a good idea, but I do think it's a good way to keep Zergs honest. If you're kind of struggling a little bit, it's not a bad idea to try it out.
Well, it's great to mix that kind of thing in to keep your opponent on their toes too. Because Zerg, they kind of have the advantage in the late game of Lings, but anytime you turn that on its head, it's kind of crazy how quickly they can die. For a second I thought he was sending 3 drones out here, but no, they just hatched. So Chava being very diligent doing this drone scout. Gonna see what's up. No gas coming down from Thrive again.
There you go. You escaped another game. We're almost there.
We could make it.
Now, if we watch a Terran versus Protoss and they don't make allies, I'm gonna feel really good. But I got a feeling that's not gonna happen.
4 factory, 2 base Goliaths against Protoss. That does not sound very good.
It sounds really good if your opponent does 2 base Arbiter.
Or 2 base Carrier.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess to be fair, when you do 2 base Carrier, it actually does kind of look like the TVZ build, because you'll have 3 to 5 tanks just chilling in the back while the Goliaths fight.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 hatch coming up again from Chava, by the way. See if he tries the Ling Gambit again. To be honest, I would say it's more likely to succeed on this map. Oh, this is drone. Oh, is this PvZ right now? Oh my god.
I mean, the fact that he's delaying this from starting, he sees that the wall's not being established yet. Going for the Lings this time might actually make a little sense because he's got a little extra knowledge about what the setup's going to be like against it.
You know what I do when that happens? I just build it off center because your turn, you can lift it. You don't have to deal with the drone. You say, okay, you be fancy. I'm just going to build it here and lift it.
That seems completely reasonable.
Okay, so he will get it down eventually, though. Oh, I don't know about that bunker position. But
Yeah,
anyway.
bunker on the way, but we're not getting a giant swell in from lanes. We're actually just going into the lair and getting that fast tech up. Although the SUV is going to be able to walk in and see exactly what's going on again. But given how that first game went, I don't see why Chava would change a single thing about his build.
You know, this is actually kind of brave from Chava because he didn't actually scout the Terran's main. He just saw an SCV at the natural. And obviously, like, he was expanding. But if it was like a fake out or something and he was proxying, Chava would be dead. Because he didn't get Lings in for a long time here.
I mean, Chava did go into the main a pretty substantial amount. He saw the gas.
Oh, did he see the barracks there? Oh, okay, my bad. I thought he didn't actually go in. My bad. Okay, never mind.
No, he went and then went back out and started playing.
Right. Oh, well, that makes sense then. Yeah, so Chava looking pretty good. Got a good drone count, like you said. And once again, we're seeing one Rax Academy here.
Well, so we didn't have any big damage from Lings this game. Maybe we'll see if there was something that got thrown off.
Yeah, we'll see what he intends with this. I'm 90% sure at this point that he's going to try and move across with stim timing. I don't see what else he's doing with this.
I would just be so scared to move out without like all the Marine upgrades. You know, like a +1, the range, and the stim. Like have the whole thing make Marines really like bolstered as a unit. Just stim, like that feels. It feels scary. I don't know.
I mean, stim and medics can actually kill a lot of Lings if you get the right engage.
Yeah, but it's like if it's just stim without these other upgrades, and you see your opponent going for this 2-hatch muta again, which is what we're seeing.
Well,
like
the idea is you get there, and you've killed like everything in the natural just as mutaless hatch, and then you can kind of trade with the mutas.
Oh, okay.
That's the idea, if I'm reading this right. He's getting more barracks now, though.
Well, we got the Spire. This time, actually, we see Chava hiding the Spire a little sneaky spot in the natural instead of the main. So, that if that first scan goes down, that might not see that and throw him off a little bit. SV trying to get out, but Lane's going to shut that down. No information for you.
Okay, I guess he's not going to move out with this like minimal amount of Marines, because he definitely would have gone by now. So I guess he just wants that range really fast, because he's going to have range like just after Mulis around to his base pretty much. Which is kind of nice. But you just cripple your Marine count so much doing this way, I'm not really sure it's worth it. I guess we'll see how it plays out. Chava getting that third base up fairly fast here. Okay, here comes this move out. See, I feel like he needed to do this before Stim was actually ready, so you're across the map and then you Stim and hit, because now the Mulis are just going to hatch and there's no way you can get across here. In fact, it's getting really dangerous to have this bio out here, because the Mulis can just come and pick it off very easily. Well, are they going to? Are they going to go straight to the base? I think Thrive realizes he just turns right around.
Yeah, but when they moved out, they did stim to try to pick off a couple Lings. So some of these Marines not at full health because they've been moving the whole time, not actually gotten healed by the medics just yet.
Well, I think it'll be okay. There's a turret or two up, and he has a bunch of bio. I think he can deflect these initial mutilers. Gonna need more turrets as we go on, though. Okay, so he does deflect them. Whoa. Gotta be careful here. Like, this is very minimal turret defense.
And still having that bunker up as well with the upgrade Marines. Like, I think everything's kind of covered up, and there's not going to be any big critical damage from the mutas this time. So we're going to see what the transition's going to be from Chava instead. Still making mutas and adding them on. 3 more in production and having the +1 air weapons on the way. So looking like he's going to keep leaning into it a little bit.
Yeah, you know, it is nice that Thrive has the range already. That is actually pretty strong. But I can't help but think would it be better if he just made like a couple more turrets and you just wait until range with more Marines. He will have a move out here, I think. Once he has a certain number of Marines, he'll start to head out of the map here. And Chava not going for lurkers or anything, like kind of like last game, even though it was situational, content to just make more Marines do that turret.
I mean, it's coming in, getting some good damage done. The turret goes down on the right side, and they're just out of range. The other turret not actually firing on them gets them because
that Marine tried so hard not to die.
Oh, don't go in a line into the mutas, not like this.
Pretty good damage going down from Chava so far.
So this is always the thing I'm looking for when someone goes mutas. When did they stop? Because there's a couple mutas in production still.
Oh, he ain't stopping. He ain't stopping.
Yeah, he's He's above one control group. He's going full in on Mutas, and I love this kind of style. It's so strong, and if you're not expecting and respecting it, you're not adding extra turrets. You feel a little sloppy. Like it could just mow you over.
If you're not expecting and respecting, I like that. Sounds like some kind of cliche. You got to expect and respect the Mutalisks.
Listen, rhyme boy.
If the Mutalisks you do not respect, lost you can.
Oh dear God, no, not like this. You have to see though. There's a group and a half of Mutas, and the Bio tried to move out in the middle of the map, but now they're nowhere near the turrets. They're in a line as they move. Medics by themselves. Oh no!
This is Terran hell. This is like a Terran horror movie where you're like watching the protagonist on screen. You're like, why are you going into that dark room by yourself? Call the police. You know, that's what this is. The Bio moves out. The Marines are just going off on their own. The medics.
Chava cleaned it up with one group, but didn't even use the other half group of Mutas. They're just hacking out. And now
one hand behind his back.
It's gonna be 18 just destroying turrets over the production. Now this is awful.
With +1 attack too. Oh, you know, this is really strong because he could like micro one group to keep the Bio away, and the other group just pelts away at these barracks. Man, Mutas actually kill barracks pretty fast, huh?
Well, when you have exactly 3 of them, your maximum value on your Mutaglyph.
Yeah, that's true. It's all planned. See, it's the 3 barracks busting build. GG, man. Chava only needs 1 unit.
Mutas are good. they're real good.
They are indeed. Oh yeah, that repair. I saw that Chava. I thought for sure like it was going to burn down, but he got it there barely.
All right,
okay,
so
2-0 for Chava, quite convincing too.
It's been 2-0s all night.
Oh yeah, I just noticed that.
But we are going into our last series now. There was a walkover, unfortunately, but our last series, I promise you, is going to be worth it. Very strong players for us in this one.
All right. In the top left, it's IRK Father, the legend, the meme. In the yellow. In the bottom right, it's Dragoon. Definitely a CPL staple as well. Man, this is a match for the ages. I love it.
Yeah, I made sure I saved this one for last. Like, this one's going to be a good one. So you said Father, the CPL legend, which he is, but like, who's the bigger like legend for like the foreigner scene? You think is it Father or Tim?
I think Tim is like the story. Like, you know, he would be on like the TV show where it's like my story, and like, you know, it's like, oh, I started out just as a tier 3 CPL player. Look at me now, you know. But like, Father's like the pop culture icon, you know. So to answer your question, Father, I guess. Tim's like the success story. He's like the feel-good story, right?
I mean, his story definitely feels good. I remember reading that Team Liquid article.
Does Father's story feel good?
Well, I don't know the story. He hasn't told me yet.
Well, this will be a new part of the story, right?
I mean, every time I watch him play, like, I'm a hater on Terran, all right, but I do actually generally like watching Father play. He plays so solid, like so like I'm trying to get better at this game, fundamental. Like I respect it to death.
Yeah. So a TVP, right, definitely tends to go well. Okay, it can just be cheese at the start and end, but that's already not what we're seeing. But if it isn't, it does tend to rely on like, you know, a big like building up phase and then massive engagements, right? More so than the other matchups now that I think about it. In TVP,
well, especially if you're fighting spirit too.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Terran gets 3 bases. Pro is going to take their giant portion of the map. Arbiter play, like it's going to go the distance because it's so hard to actually be like, I'm going to be aggressive with Dragoons early. It's like that one tank on the high ground is going to destroy your entire strategy.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, so compared to say like, I don't know, TVT, where you might have a maxed army, but like you're probably fighting like 8 tanks versus 10 tanks in one location. TVP is all about the maxed armies smashing into each other. And you know, ZVP, if both players get maxed, it's an insane game.
Well, I mean, so you say it's about maxed armies fighting each other, but I think the common for us late game strategy is their maxed army never touching yours. Because
yeah, that's right. Maxed armies not fighting each other. That would be definitely a very good way to play it. Okay, so we have a Zealot coming up here. These unfortunate cross positions. I wonder if Dragoon will cancel that. Nope, he will not. Okay. I'm not sure how much this Zealot's going to do. It depends how greedy Father is. He did only make one Marine so far, but he could have more. Nice scout coming down from Dragoon as well.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that's a style choice to make that first Zealot. And it's like, you could center across, try to get something done, because you could see, like, there wasn't a wall at the top of the ramp. If we could just, like, you know, force a couple SCVs to stop mining a little bit, but if nothing else, it's a robust scout that is going to not die before it gets in the main.
Man, robust is the word. Like, my opinion on this kind of strategy is if Terran is doing a totally normal opening, like Father's doing, you don't expect the Zealot to be really worth it. But if you don't mix this kind of thing in, your opponent will get away with Raxa Fee or even crazy things like CC first. So you definitely need to have the fear of this. And even just, like, Terran could, like, skip a Marine and then it becomes much more scary as well. So you want to have this threat to exist. So I'm all for it.
Yeah, but, I mean, you can even see, like, the timing here. Like, the bunker's done, there's some guys in it. But he's just going to walk right past it, right in the main. He's going to see this factory that it went for machine shop instead of
But
vulture.
I question if this Zealot will pay for itself, right? Because there's to kill like 2 Marines or 2 SCVs. Well, I don't know about Father's micro here though. Oh man, really good Zealot micro. I almost said Dragoon micro. Dragoon Zealot micro is really good. Oh, that Marine pullback though! That was a great pullback. So yeah, see, he got 0 kills with that.
Unfortunately, didn't get the scouting info either. That's tragic.
Yeah. Well, he sees the CC timing, which is all he really needs to know. Like, I don't think there's much more you need to know than that. So it is a bit unfortunate for Dragoon, but in this scenario, I don't think you really expect it to do much. So I think that's fine. You know, you're gambling on is he going to be greedy this game or not, and will it be close positions as well, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, like I said, like Father's fundamental staple. Doesn't, like, no, like, weird fringe stuff, no super greed, just, like, the kind of stuff, if you watch his replays, you can learn very properly.
And yet, he's got a Vulture first here. In fact, 2 Vultures before tank. I guess with that Zealot coming out, he knows that there's not going to be that much Dragoon pressure. I wonder if he's just going to harass with this. I assume he is, since he didn't start mines. This can do a lot of damage early on when the Protoss isn't expecting it. I don't know if he's...
I mean, I think this might just be a little bit of a meta call. Like, his opponent did go for one gateway if a robo, and went for that first Zealot, so you know the Dragoon counts low.
Okay, he reveals the Vulture there. I think he's just going to try and deny third here. He's not going to try and harass. It can be very good to run into the main to get as many probes as you can, but it's like guaranteed you will lose that Vulture. So you are giving up any map control you might gain from this. And with these early mines, this is actually extremely good for Terran if you get mines on all the third options.
Look at the top, the Vulture gets found.
Oh no, that's really unfortunate that dies. But Father does still have this other one down here. That is really unlucky, but I guess it's a bit of a mistake that he had it on A move and really just moved him in there. Alright, tank's going to come out now. Easily push back this one, Goon. Needs to be careful though.
There's not enough goons at the front there to threaten diving into that,
Man,
especially
in the esports tonight. I was watching like a Terran on Fighting Spirit with 1 tank fighting like 4 goons in this scenario, and I was like, if I was doing that, I would just be dead instantly.
Which Terran was it? Was it Flash?
I think it might have been, yeah. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was. yeah, that makes sense then. It all
he doesn't count. He does not count.
Okay. So, these 2 mines coming down. Gonna lock Dragoon in here, but the observers are coming up pretty quickly. You know, if I think about it, this mine build seems better and better because it really locks Protoss into going Reserve first. Oh, look at that, the probe, like, can I expand? The Vulture's like, no, you cannot. How dare
I
you
did just see something. I just saw something a little bit funny as we saw Father scan the 6 o'clock expansion, but he already had an SCV there.
Did he really scan that? Oh.
He scanned it, yeah. I heard a second scan. I was looking for it. It was
Look, you never know. At any time, you might be completely surrounded by DTs. Alright, you think you're sitting there casting, there's like 7 DTs just laughing at you. So you got to scan. Okay, Armory coming up. Yeah, Father, like you say, doing a very like pedestrian build. Going for Armory Academy, presumably going to head for a 3rd base here. It might
I will say this is actually a little cute though, putting the Armory up in the expansion like that, because the Observer rushes to get your factory count. It's not going to immediately see the Armory.
Also, when Protoss recalls your main, then we'll be able to kill this, right? And the natural is always a bit of a dubious location for Protoss to recall because your army's usually rallied there. Sometimes it works out, but usually Protoss doesn't want to do that. By the way, we see Dragoon going up to 5 gateways before his 3rd here. So he's going for a very powering style. I assume he's going to try and like deny Father's 3rd as much as he can here.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of thing you do, especially on this map. You get a couple Dragoons up at that 3rd on the high ground advantage. It's just annoying. It's just super annoying.
Dude, I tried to right-click on that Vulture to follow, but now they're following the barracks and I don't want to stop. It's landed, guys. It's landed. Okay, Citadel coming up here. Pretty standard Citadel timing. Man, so many gateways so fast though. So, when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking like Dragoon. He's not planning to get a 4th base super fast here. He just wants to pick a fight. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, he's going for very robust. Like, he's starting to get his Citadel. He's actually getting a Forge, too, so he's going to make sure he just has a very robust ground army.
Yeah, so...
I'm actually curious. It's kind of the way it's setting up. I'm actually curious if, like, this is a normal thing you see it, you'd expect, like, oh, it's definitely going to be Arbiters. But I wouldn't be surprised if he actually goes for Templars and gets Storm early.
Well,
it feels like he's, like, trying to prep up for a fight.
He's definitely not going for Carriers, okay? I can say that with confidence. But yeah, I'm not really sure what the play is.
Hot take on that one.
Yeah, guys, he's not going to make Archons, okay? There will be no Dark Archons this game. I know it's pretty meta, but yeah.
Yeah, see, this is like another thing I was like looking at. These shuttle in production. That's going to be so effective at like trying to fight these kind of tank lines once it gets, because there's not going to be so many of them yet. One shuttle with a couple of zealots in it is all you really.
Yeah, so Father's heading up to this 3rd location. Yeah, Dragoon's sitting back really with this massive gateway army, and you know what? This looks very good for Father right now because he's securing his 3rd pretty much the same time as Protoss Nexus finishes. And you know what? He might even get his workers there first. It looks like he will. So Father's actually pulling ahead economically, which is not what Protoss wants. Protoss is looking for a 4th now, but I feel like if you're going to get that many gates, you want to just sit your Dragoons up here and delay this as much as you can, because you can really delay it a lot with this high ground.
Yeah, for sure. We actually see, like, with the vultures and mines over in the bottom left side, seeing that Dragoon's not going for a 4th, and Father's worker production is actually dramatically better than Dragoon's.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
yeah, he's really start macroing him so far, right? And we can see the consequence of all these gateways.
Oh, that didn't block the Nexus, that mine.
Oh, no! Oh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks so much for Terran. Like, you look at that and you're like, well, at least I know it's there. It's a scouting mine. It's intentional. But yeah, because of all these gateways, right, Dragoon's Arbiter Tech's going to be very late here. The Stargate and Templar Archives only just coming up. Oh, I didn't even send the Vulture from the main, just sent another one. Well, this is going to be annoying. It's always like the consolation prize and the Nexus already started, but you kill the probe anyway.
Yeah, but this doesn't like feel good from the pro side here. Like it's
not.
We're going towards arbiters, but things are delayed. The 4th base is like tragically fast, and it's fully aware of. And if you actually look at this, Father's up a ton of workers and up supply. This is not where you want to be.
Father's definitely looking really strong right now, but I will say his upgrades are going to be a little bit late. So I'm not sure if we got to hit a really sharp timing here. He could always just move out and like the upgrades will finish halfway through his push and that'd be fine. But definitely Dragoon is not going to have arbiters in time if Father goes straight for a 2-1 push here. Okay, looks like Dragoon wants to try and bust this. I'm not so sure about this. There's a lot of tanks here. I mean, dropping zealots on them is good and all, but I don't know.
We're going to see if Fellow can get enough. They get dropped through and they're getting in there, but they're actually fighting the Goliath instead of the tanks.
Okay, so how many Dragoons died there, right? He killed a couple tanks with the zealots, sure, but how many Dragoons just died? Like 8 or 9? That was not worth. And we see Father even just more ahead in supply here. And look, the reinforcements arrived too, pulled from the naturals, so there was no way that was ever going to kill off this base. What happened to that vulture, by the way? Oh, it's up here. So yeah, I think Dragoon thinking, oh, I got to do something, and then doing something that didn't really work out.
Yeah, I'm super nervous though over this bottom left because you see like there's that one mine that's right near the middle of the line, and
there's these 2 vultures just lurking as well. I don't know if they're going to come down at the perfect moment. Is that what he's planning here? Because he had this vulture down here, like shooting that probe. I don't know if he just thought, oh, I'll just pull it into the main and bring it in later, or if he just forgot about it.
Yeah. Now, the one thing I would really want to see a little bit more of is Dragoon doesn't have an observer in the main of the Terran base. No idea about the factory count, what we're doing. It's like double armor. He has like no real idea. Kind of just playing with his ground army and trying to clear out a little bit of vision.
Oh, these mines. Man, Dragoon taking so much damage from that vulture. It killed 3 probes as well as that mine hitting a goon. Father just getting so much value at every turn. Oh, look at this. He's going to try and take this main, but there's actually another vulture in there. I don't know if he knows about that. Does he see that? He does not see it. I want to see this probe go over there, man. I want to see it.
That's ridiculous that the vulture can see the pylon, but the pylon can't see the vulture.
Dude, it's a building. Like, it's building. You know, like, when buildings are not finished, they have hardly any vision. Come on.
Have you driven on the road? You're going to say someone that rides a motorcycle has awareness? They'll just cut you off. Like, get out of here.
Right. Well, I definitely hate vultures now. I guess I have to change race. I never thought about it like that. Oh my god. Well, look, at least people driving motorcycles on the road aren't leaving fucking landmines everywhere.
I guess that's true.
And then don't drive into your house and start like blowing up all your children, right? Like vultures do.
I mean, bikers have a reputation. You don't know what they're about.
Alright, there we go. So Dragoon does realize he's watching it.
Well,
Is that
I think more than that, he's actually just also clearing it out and setting up to take that next base. Could get that whole bottom half of the map set up for himself. But like, I don't see where we're going from Father. Like, he's not trying to take a fourth. He's not setting up for any of that kind of stuff.
I think he's just waiting for +2.
He's waiting for upgrades. He's gonna do a big push, and I don't think Dragoon's gonna be ready to defend it.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely being very patient here. I don't know if he realizes how late the Arbiter tech is. I suppose he must have scanned and seen. He definitely has time. But like I said, his +2 is later than it could have been. But yeah, this army is huge. And like, Protoss army is kind of just meh.
Yeah, when was the last time you saw Terran Max before Protoss?
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen that, to be honest. Unless it's like, you know, Protoss just needs to leave the game.
And it's like, so you got this giant Terran army. It's going to have the +2, +1, and EMPs nearing research. The vessels are going to be able to like take away half their shields in one hit. This fight, like from Father, I actually would be very surprised.
Half their shields, my friend?
Half their health.
Yeah, there you go. EMP would suffer from half their shields. Oh man, more mines getting hits. Oh, this really hurts for Protoss. And here comes the Terran Max army. How do you stop this? Look at this. It's like the Terran horde. You think Zerg is the swarm? Think again.
I mean, he doesn't even have a real good idea. The observers were a little bit out, actually moving up, gonna see exactly what he's dealing with. Needs to back away. This is not the fight you want.
Yeah, especially with his army all spread out in a line like that. Even saving the EMPs, because he doesn't see any arbiters, he's probably expecting one to try and fly in stasis. Really good control by Father so far, but I gotta say, Dragoon's doing a great job being able to pull his army back here. I'm surprised he managed that, but going in for the engage now, the tank's sieging up just as we speak. Not that many zealots here. The shuttle's already empty, so Dragoon forced to pull back again. Only some of the army pulling back, though. A lot of these goons getting taken out. Oh man, terrible engage for Dragoon, unfortunately. Oh.
Yeah, I mean they trade like at the time they trade evenly like even amount of units, but like as you start losing your Protoss units and they don't lose tanks, they're losing vultures.
Yes.
That's like now he's getting near that bridge, that critical point where it's like, how do you actually engage this?
I mean, it's looking a bit better for Dragoon because there's a lot less vultures now. The Arbiter comes out at a critical time, but there's so many tanks sieged up.
There's no energy on the Arbiter though.
Yeah, that's true. Father doesn't even EMP it. He knows it has no energy. I really like that. Wow, that was a nice thought, Bob. I'm quite impressed Father like is so restrained with his EMPs, knowing that like there's just nothing the Arbiter can actually do, so you might as well D-Matrix. GG, Dragoon knows once you camp this natural out and fortify it, like you just sweep the rest of the map. So damn. That was like Flash 2-1 tutorial, like okay, so Protoss is messing around doing all this and then you just push out and kill them.
Like literally, that could not have been a better game for me to go. Like I like him; he's a real fundamental, solid player.
He just does like the default build. Yeah. That is the default build for TVP, right? Especially on Fighting Spirit.
Yeah, if he wasn't already helping Coach, like he is a coach's dream. Like a player like that, just like learn this super easy, super basic strategy. Okay, no complaints.
Alright, so at 12 o'clock we have Dragoon in the navy. It's a good colour. At the bottom right we have Father in the yellow. You know, yellow's not the worst colour, but it's definitely not the best.
Yellow's good.
For Protoss it's good.
No, it's terrible for Protoss.
Are you kidding me? It's great for Protoss.
Yellow with yellow accents?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
It's consistent. It's coherent.
No, that's like you go take one of your solid color shirts, like just a solid like yellow shirt, and just draw a black line on it at your sleeves, so it looks like it has like there's no definition to anything. It looks terrible.
Well, I like it. Look, I think it's terrible with Terran because like you're getting all these mech units that are like grey, right? Yellow and grey. That's a terrible combination.
Cold? No, man. I will ban you. I don't care that you cast a Lyle. I'll ban you for that crap. Don't you dare.
Look, it comes down to who can pay Snipe more.
I mean, for Rhyme Police, I don't think Snipe's in control anymore.
No, man, Snipe's all over that. He loves it. That's why I'm still in CPL.
Oh, dear Lord. I got a coworker that does crap like this too. He just like randomly like asks dad jokes like constantly.
No.
Like, we're talking like 7 a day. It's absurd. And I'm just
Look,
like,
it's only because people like Snipe and Chill encourage me, alright? They enable me.
Yeah, I was gonna say encourage might not be the word. Enable sounds a lot better.
As if Snipe doesn't encourage me.
Alright, so I want to see, is Dragoon going to be my kind of Pro S player? We're talking Sylphid, no ramps, 3-player map, short distances. I want 10-15. Give me that pressure. Put the aggression.
It ain't happening, dude. It ain't happening. I don't know why I know this. I'm just saying it ain't happening. And now that I've said that, of course, he will do it. What is a double probe? Oh, dude, he's doing Proxy Reaver.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Think so?
Yeah. Or he's going to put 3 more gateways here.
Oh, man.
It sounds like I'm just memeing, but that is the thing. Yeah, no, he's doing Proxy Reaver, man. I love it.
This is the kind of Pro S player that gives Pro S players their name.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, this is the kind of game that makes people come away and be like, oh man, Pro, this is bullshit.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how this goes. So, you're doing the Proxy Reaver. This is a little bit far for something like that, I think. Like, because wouldn't you want that to be a little closer, or is it this?
No. So, it's not like the anti-Rex FE build where you're just walking it in. It's getting a shuttle, right?
Okay.
Like,
Listen, I'm a
regular
mana
Proxy
culture.
Reaver, not modern Proxy
I
Reaver.
two-gate every game like a mana culture.
Well, yeah, it's like expanding brain meme. Like, you know, the lowest level is 2-gate Proxy Zealot. Then it's like 2-gate Proxy Goon is 1 up from that. So, not even Proxy Goon, you know, just 10-15 in your base Goon.
I mean, you figure your father knows something up, though. There's no Dragoon protecting this. There's 1 gate. Like,
well, it looks normal so far, though. You can't tell yet. The key thing here is going to be the Nexus timing. And if he gets that SCV back in the main, he'll see there's no 3rd pylon, right? That's what's really key here. But so far, I don't think Father really knows. You know, I love this move from... Oh, it is a gate. It is a gate. Dude, is he going to make Zealots there as well? No, it's DT. Okay. Okay.
I love that your innocent, like, summer child brain was like, it's gonna be Proxy Reaver, it's gonna be Proxy Gateway, it's gonna be a bunch of units. Like, no, it's DTs, man. The DT rush. Come on.
The dirtiest. Yeah. Look, honestly, I don't like that he put the DTs over here then. If it's going to be DTs, I'd rather you put it in the opposite corner of the map, because Terran might actually scout this checking for Proxy Reaver, whereas this is not necessary. You could have your DT tank in, like, a location the Terran would never be at, like, say, the mineral only on the left side of the map. But in any case, having this gateway closer will mean he can get the Zealots in, the DTs in rather a bit faster.
I mean, this is just red flags everywhere, though.
Right? Now he knows. Now he sees this and it's like, alright, what's going on? Okay, so he's getting mines.
Yeah, spider mines, that's like your easiest way to not die to DT rushes. Like, they might not totally save you, but they're gonna, like, at least buy you time.
I don't know if Father believes the evidence of his eyes right now, because he's moving the vultures out. I don't know about this. Uh-oh. Maybe he thinks he can find the proxy? Yeah, he's looking for it. But
yeah, he's gonna find it, but he's gonna lose the vulture in the process.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty ballsy. No, he's not gonna find it.
Oh no! He was so close!
Dude, I don't like this play from Father. I think when you scout that with your SCV, you don't try and, like, find it and confirm it, you just get a blind eBay. Like, you can't try and be that fancy, I don't think. Okay, he's trying to put mines to block the DTs, but so far none of them blocking the path. Okay, there's one. Those goons can easily take that out. Yep, there it goes.
Yeah, that didn't get anything done. Even, like, putting mines now are just gonna be hard, because the goons, like, it's worth tanking it as the goons.
I like this move from Dragoon, except for one thing, which I'll address in a second. Oh wow, this is actually amazing. It's actually gonna get that tank. Okay.
Oh man, that's... How does this happen?
Okay, so he was trying to just kill any mines that might be there, which was a really nice move, except there weren't any mines, and also the fact he didn't actually make any DTs yet. He queued more Dragoons instead. If there could be a DT out right now, and that would have been the best move ever, but there is not. So that was kind of terrible until he got the tank.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I was like, oh man, he's clearing mines. This is so smart. I didn't realize he wasn't actually making the DTs.
Yeah.
But, like, now this, like, so there's red flags from Father that things are weird, but it's been a lot of Dragoons. It hasn't been a tech reveal yet. Maybe this will actually catch it off, because you can actually see there's no eBay on the way or anything. It's an armory. Yeah. It looks normal.
Well, he is saving his scans here. He's not scanning the press main or anything, but, like, a DT runs in here, you've got 1 scan duration to kill it. What do you actually have? You have a tank and 2 Marines. Oh, gotta run away. Oh man, no, you can't stop this. Oh no.
Oh,
Dude,
that
who
tank
even
is
needs
done
DTs?
for. It's done for.
Who even needs DTs, man? Like, what do you need those silly units for?
It's killing the bunker.
Yeah. Alright, here it comes. Oh man. See, DT's actually really good at this too, killing SCVs, whereas the Dragoons certainly are not.
Oh, that's something I never thought about. One Dragoon shot and a DT swipe kills SCVs. I'd never
No, it
thought
would
about
take 2 Dragoon shots, I'm afraid.
Hmm?
It would take
No?
2 Dragoon shots, yes.
20 plus 40.
You think Goons do 20 damage to SCVs? Do you really think Goons are that good,
Yeah,
man?
no, you're right. Oh, God, I forgot this game's weird.
It's just that Dragoons suck, that's the main thing. Just remember that and you'll be fine. Well played, says Father. GG.
I think that's the most tactful way of just, like...
Yeah, you don't
going,
say that was a good
like,
game.
yeah,
You're not like, wow, what a great
yeah,
game.
That's like, that's basically F you.
Well, I always say, when I get really mad in a game, I don't, like, you know, cuss at my opponent. I just say, GG, well played. If I say GG, well played, that's how you know I'm pissed. If I'm just, like, throwing my hands up like whatever, I'll just say GG. But if I say GG, well played, I'm like, ah, that fucking guy.
Yeah, if you were right next to me, I'd punch you in the throat right now. Hey, we got a game 3!
Nice.
Yes! We get to see Overwatch. I almost forgot what the game 3 map was.
Alright. In the top left, in the yellow once again, it's Father. Does he choose yellow? If so, I'm judging him pretty hard right now. In the bottom right, it's Dragoon, currently tied up 1-1. Dragoon bringing the aggression last game, which I think make a lot of sense given how the first game went.
Yeah, if I play an opponent and they cleanly do a big macro timing, like that kind of like super big flash push, like I am not taking them late game ever again.
Yeah, screw that.
But I would say on Overwatch, that's gonna be so much harder on this map than it was on Sylphid. Like,
Yeah, I really think the strategy for Terran here is split map more so. It depends though. Sometimes, counterintuitively, the third of Protoss is extremely easy to kill on this map. Because Terran can wedge themselves in such a position around there that it's almost impossible for Protoss to break. But it does depend how the builds work out, of course. Terran doesn't always have the opportunity to push.
I mean, the biggest problem, like especially for the third, like you're saying, those like that varying high ground area, like if Terran starts moving their way across that, like you have to either go up a high ground area to try to fight them, or move your entire army across the tiniest bridge in history.
Yeah, that's
Like
right.
it's not good no matter what happens. And unlike something like Fighting Spirit, there's just not enough bases on the map where Protoss can be like, fine, let's take it later. I'm just gonna throw crap at you all game, and it's not gonna work.
Yeah. So, by the way, it's a 9 gate coming up here. So, I'm pretty sure... Oh no, wait, maybe that was a 10 gate, never mind. Now I'm not sure, I don't actually see it now. But I think he's going to make a Zealot here again. I don't know, I might be wrong.
I love doing a Zealot here because like it's a short distance, you know where your opponent is, it's definitely getting in. And in fact, like he already got, like he's gonna have information about, hey, I stole your gas. Where's your vultures? You don't have them.
Yeah, so I'm thinking this was a 9 gate by the way, by the time it's finishing. I'm pretty sure it was. So it's probably the plan, because it's a 2-player map, he's gonna Zealot and gas steal. Well, I say that, there's Zealot coming up.
Yeah, I'm a little lost in the Zealot. I guess it might just...
Well, you don't have to Zealot when you gas steal. It's fine to just gas steal and go ahead with a normal build. And, you know, if Terran overreacts, it's very good for you. Because the thing is, Terran, if you think there's a proxy and Protoss is doing this, one of the best options Terran has is to go for 2 barracks. So if your opponent's not quite sure what you're doing and does that, and you just went for a normal build and expanded, you're in a great position. But Father, keeping a cool head, he knows exactly what's going on. He's just going to try and kill this with SCVs here. And I think he's just going to go for a fairly fast expand and chill for siege mode. Okay, finally a Zealot coming up. I guess just wanted that core as soon as possible.
Yeah, I don't know how much I agree with that. Like, the fast Zealot would have made a lot of sense. Like, the buildings are set up to a micro against the Zealot, so maybe that's what was deterring him, that he did, like, set it up in a way. But
I was going to say, Father's pretty well set up here, and I think assuming, you know, both players micro equally well, Father's probably going to have the advantage. And if you get, the sooner you get the Dragoon, the scarier it is. Because you really need to get a bunker.
But you're delaying, you got the earlier gate, but then because you got the gas, because you stopped your pro production, you delayed this Cybercore by a significant amount. I feel like you didn't have to get the earlier gate and be like kind of off build to begin with, unless he was going to adapt in case. Like, it just feels weird.
Is Dragoon going DT again? I only say that
Yes,
because
you get a fake upgrade when you're going DT, and
yeah.
that's
Why did you get the expensive one though? That one costs 50 more.
Air Armor 1 costs 100.
No, it does not, my friend. It costs 150.
I'm googling it.
You do that because I'm the observer. I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, you're the observer. Like, no, I don't.
Okay, so they're still not going to get anything done here, but I guess it's fine to show it to put the pressure on. But yeah, he must be going DT, right? He's not even cancelling it though. Like, honestly, he might as well just got in range because he's not cancelling it to get his Citadel. Okay, he's going to get a Robo here. Dude, this is insane. He's like getting a fake upgrade, but he also just like used the that money is still committed and he still afforded the Robo. So like, why not just get range? You know? I mean, the SV's going to go in and he is going to see the hell out of that air armor upgrade. But he knows the Nexus is late. He knows the Nexus is late. So I think he's already suspicious.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be really suspicious with anything like this. The fact that like he got in the main again, like, is suspicious enough.
Yeah,
on its own.
For sure, dude. He really should have just got range. I can't say it enough. I guess when the Robo's done, you cancel it and you can get the shuttle and support bay. But surely you could have just like cut pros or dragoons or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he's getting an engineering bay, but here comes that support.
No,
bay
I
for
see the strat. He's gonna let it finish so it protects his shuttle from turrets, right? No, that'd be silly.
No.
Okay, he finally cancels it. But he just starts range right away. So yeah, he could have got range. I got to stop talking about that. I should talk about something else in this game, because that's just been me for the last 5 minutes. So did you find out about the air armor upgrade, how much it costs?
Yeah, I'm not saying the thing for a reason. Shut up. You're right. I'm thinking Starcraft 2. That's my problem. I'm bad. Sorry.
Esoteric game knowledge is always the difference between tier 0 and what are you, tier 2?
What am I oh my god. This freaking guy. Yeah.
Nah, but like, it doesn't
I'm sorry I don't get my air armor upgrades because I go carrier every game. What do you want from me?
It's not like I'm in a game, I'm like, you know, the maths in my head, like, okay, I know that Protoss spent like 100 on stasis. I don't even know if that's how much stasis cost, to be honest. So, you know, he can't afford this extra High Templar or something. Like, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, like, I saw fake upgrade. I thought they were both 100. You just picked one. I really did, because I'm like, that's what you do when you rush with DTs, which that's not the strategy.
Now you know. Never get armor, always get weapons.
Alright, so he's going to try to crawl his way through with this Reaver, but I don't like this because, just like in Fighting Spirit, that high ground area, like, it's going to be hard to position your Reaver safely without getting hit from the high ground if there's a C2.
Yeah, I didn't know that this is what he was going for, but I think this is actually really bad. I mean, okay, maybe that's a bit of a harsh way to say it, but like, a gas steal is not going to be as delayed as a Rax FE, especially when he kills it with the SCVs. And this is relying on Terran relying on a bunker, which is just not what's going on here. So he's showing the Reaver, and he's not going to be able to really do anything with it, I don't think.
He kills his Zealot with the freaking shot.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just to pull it back right away. Like, this isn't going to do anything. And now Father knows there's a Reaver. He already had some blind turrets because he knows something's up, but now he's just going to be totally prepared for this. I think in this scenario, you always go for the shuttle. You don't go for the ground Reaver, but here we go. I mean, he can take out that bunker.
He's just trying to put pressure, maybe get more stuff going forward.
Well, congratulations, you killed the bunker. Like, now what?
Yeah. Lost the Reaver, lost all your army. This is a terrible spot for Dragoon.
Yeah.
And there's a Marine that sees all this crap now and knows exactly where it is to go clear it up later.
Oh, nice. Yes, killed that pylon. Okay, he has a shuttle, but no Reaver to put in it. Uh-oh.
I mean, he's building the Reaver now, but then the Marine's gonna be like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
You can fight it.
He'll take him out, no problem. Oh, but a Dragoon. No, he doesn't even care. He has his mission to take out that pylon. He's just gonna do it.
This is smart from Father, pulling back a couple tanks really far back just to make sure he's like ready.
Yeah.
For when things get dropped in, where is he gonna put it? Getting up to the turret rank, he's feeling so comfortable. Man.
Oh yeah, and even the fact that Dragoon's getting speed and another Reaver here is so good for Father, because I think no matter what Dragoon does, he's just gonna deflect it super easily. I mean, this is like the ideal setup, actually. The fact that he went for gas steal and then Father went into this 2 factory tank production, that's kind of ideal versus Reaver.
Yeah, this is just like, you're finally adding on a second gate now. Your gateway production's so low. You're just starting a third nexus. Like, this is going from aggressive. Your aggressive chief.
Oh.
Yeah. No, if you're like, he's going from like this aggressive cheese, trying to get some big stuff done. Now he has to commit to doing it, and he has to be greedy behind it and hope he gets away with it. This is
Dude,
just...
this shuttle's gonna die. Like, it's gonna die.
Yeah, turn around, he's died right, almost died anyway.
Jesus. Needed to wait for speed there. Like, you could just go past them with speed. Obviously, you're never gonna leave, but you could at least get in there and trade, I guess. Okay, but this third from Dragoon, right? At least he's trying something to bring himself back in. Oh, dude, you need to send that shuttle home. Don't even think about going in there. Like, those 2 Marines could have taken it out pretty quickly. Okay, look, I like the fact Dragoon's going for this fast foot, I was trying to say. I mean, it's not fast in the scheme of things, but given how little he has, it's quite greedy, I think.
Yeah, like, there's no way this gets protected if it gets attacked. So he's realizing, oh, no. Oh. He lost the Reaver again. Thanks, jeez.
Yeah, that hurts. Cold Whoopgate says, if the shuttle didn't die, Neblime told a lie. Dude, I think Father's like, okay, well, I'm just going to A-move now. And I think he can. He's just going to move across to these tanks. I think at the least he can take out that robo position.
No, this is totally A-move to kill. Like, they're just adding on a bunch of gateways now. Production has not kicked in. And even when they finish, there's no money for these gateways. I don't really know what he's thinking adding this many at once.
This third is going to kick in, though. So I think he will be able to support these gateways soon. Okay, but Father, I think, ever playing conservatively, I think he's just going to go for his third here, but we'll see. Maybe he just didn't want to push across the bridge, and that's understandable. The bridge is hell.
Yeah, he scanned for that high ground, so he's going to go the safe way, or just establish third with CC flying over.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize he started the third CC already, damn.
It's already finished.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go up here and start on location, but damn, he's so ahead.
Yeah, like, this is just... And, like, remember, we saw game 1, like... You're Dragoon, you tried crazy stuff, so now you're behind and your opponent's comfortably getting into their macro game on a map that's not better for you than it was Fighting Spirit. Like this is the play to get back in this game.
Yeah, I mean, without carriers, right, this map's kind of just good for Terran, I would have said. He's going Arbiters again, though.
Yeah, but unlike like a Fighting Spirit, like you're not going to comfortably get up to that 5 bases without being at risk. Like you already took the 4, where's the 5th that's safe? There isn't one.
Yeah, right? That's really the problem. I mean, I think the typical course of the game is Protoss will take 9 o'clock here, if the game goes long. I can't
believe this Robo has not been killed off yet.
Yeah, well, it's kind of scary as Terran, right? You don't want to push out and lose your advantage, and you know he's not pressing the advantage right now. But I think it's smart to just take the base, just keep the lead until you're max, and you can close the game.
Yeah, but like all you gotta do is send like a couple of vultures. Like, you'd want to poke out and, like, maybe get mines on the map and stuff anyway. If you can kill off the support bay and a robotics, that is eating so much into gas and money. Like, between the 2 of them, that's over 1,000 minerals for that 3 building setup.
That is a lot.
Resources, not minerals. And we see vultures slowly trying to push out. They're getting to that high ground. They're going to be able to, like, slow their way through. I guess observers get an idea what's going on, but they're not going to like what they see when they get in the base. If they get in the base.
Certainly are not. Is this the first observer? Surely not. Oh no, there's another one over on the left.
There's a couple.
Father just waiting to bring out the killing blow here. His upgrade's on the way. The Arbiter timing actually is kind of similar to Game 1, even with everything that happened. That's how late it was in Game 1.
Yeah, but it's very similar to what we saw in Game 1. Father up on economy, up on units, up on upgrades. Like,
trying to see what Father's Dragoon's advantage is. Up on bases, he's going to get this 4th sooner.
I guess, but I think Father gets the max and crushes him. Like, it's even that same kind of unit comp. Very, very tank heavy. Not a lot of Goliaths, not a lot of Vultures. Doesn't care, just wants the muscle. Well,
I tell you what, Dragoon's definitely not going to attack up in there near the 3rd. Oh, speaking of 3rd, that 3rd is not very well defended at all. Some units coming up just in time for these Vultures hanging around. Father might still go in there, though. He could probably get a good trade. Oh, here he goes. Oh, he doesn't go in. He doesn't go in.
One's going down to that bottom left, sees exactly what's going on, sees that the forge has just started. Next isn't even finished yet, so like he knows it's still a similar economy for a little while.
Yeah, I tell you what, these probes at the 3rd have no idea how much danger they're in. But it seems that Father does not either. He's not going to head down there. He's going to try and run into the natural instead, but that's not really going to achieve much. Just one Vulture getting in might kill a few.
He's getting in the main. Oh, he might be able to get a couple killed before he's cleaned up.
It's something. Oh, a nice mine hit there, actually. I missed it. Well. Oh, that was really good micro to target there. Actually gets 5 pros with that one volt shot. That's pretty good.
We got Arbiters being in production, Stasis on the way, but so is EMP Shockwave and the Science Vessel. So I think the energy is going to line up just in the perfect way to shut down the Arbiter right before it can be useful.
Dude, I swear you were doing it this last week as well. Why do you call it by its full name? EMP Shockwave? People just call it EMP.
I don't know, man. What do you want from me?
I didn't even know it was called EMP Shockwave until you mentioned that last week. I thought it was just EMP, you know?
I don't know, man. You can just you're throwing me off my groove here. Like we're talking about the game, you're just gonna make me feel self-conscious that I know the full name.
That's alright. Father's gonna come out here with maxed army. Well, the terrain's probably more advantageous for Protoss in these engages though, compared to Fighting Spirit, because you're more likely to be able to kind of ambush the Terran than on Fighting Spirit, I think. Oh,
I think so, but like Father's not going the risky way. He's not trying to rush through the bridge or anything. He's going that slow way. He's stopping in areas that are going to be hard to engage on because there's no terrain. It's just big open areas with a ton of siege tanks.
Like you said, he sent his whole army across the narrowest bridge in the world, but it did make it across in time. Oh, I got to zoom right out. See this like positional play that's going on here. Okay, so Jagreen's coming up here. Like I mean the units, not the player. They will be repelled. Okay, they can Terran siege up kind of in the middle of the map there. Oh man, but Father's playing this so well, just cutting across the left. Oh, the observers. Does he only have one Goliath? Oh no, they're all in the back. Okay. Jagreen has all his army together. He's going to come attacking this narrow location. This looks perfect for Father though. There's a storm available on the right here, but the
no, there isn't.
Yeah, there was a storm available, but yeah, Jagreen pushed back again. That was such a good engage for Father because Jagreen's trying to come in just this narrow area. Oh, that EMP! So much shield HP getting taken off, and you know, Father doesn't even need to siege here. He's just going right in. And I think
another
clean this
on the side. Well, there's one storm here. It might be able to hit a lot of stuff here.
That's a great storm.
Hit, but not quite enough, I don't think.
That was a very good storm, but yeah, even unsieged, Father knows he just has enough, and will clean up all these goons, I think.
Like, explain to me how it's fair that tanks DPS is higher unsieged. Like they're already ridiculous siege, but you're gonna make a better unsiege in some situations.
Well, surely you'd rather have the higher DPS unsieged than siege, because they have more range in their siege than slash and all. Like, do you want to swap? That'd be fine.
I mean, if you make unsieged tanks a lot worse, and like siege tanks are already broken, so you might as well
unsieged tanks 70 damage. You know.
No, shut up.
Siege tanks only 30 damage. Is it 30? Yeah, 30 damage, but they fire as fast. That would look kind of funny.
That would be ridiculous.
Man, unsieged tanks would be way too good if they were. Okay, but now Father's going to come up here as this third. You know what? Dragoon has a sizable force here. He might be able to clean this up, but will it be too late? Wait, what's these explosions I'm hearing?
There's a little pressure on the bottom left base as well.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay, so...
Meanwhile, during all this, Father taking the top right base as well, so yeah, even the expansion is not going to be enough.
Well, these Zealots trying to get on top of these tanks here. Dragoon might barely have enough to clean this up.
I think just barely.
Yeah, the probes are all gone though, and they're not coming back. Oh, he did cluster some around the gas, so he has that. And you know what, this bottom left still holds.
A couple vultures coming in, they're going to be actually fight these zealots off pretty effectively. If you look at the resources our players have, like Father has a lot more units and a lot more money banked up. Dragoon's still kind of running on fumes, trying to piece this defense together.
Man, Cold War Gate's memeing hard in chat, I love it. He's quoting you, man. That's exactly what you said.
No, I said why are tanks not in siege mode higher DPS? I argued that they're bullshit.
That good old suicide storm from the Templar. I'm gonna die anyway, I'm gonna take you with me, he says. Oh man, Templars are just having a bad time this game. Okay, now this second wave from Father has really just crushed down any army Dragoon had. Arbiter comes out. You know, how long does it take one Arbiter to kill all those vultures? Never mind the Goliaths. Oh, and these probes.
Unfortunately, Father taking their fist base as well, so really like gearing up to keep putting this pressure on. There's so much money, you can just keep throwing here at that.
Alright, that's 2-1 for Father. Well played.
Well played each time, and I respect that Dragoon tried to do another aggressive kind of easy play in game 2, realizing the late game macro game probably not my favorite. I respect that decision.
Right,
Unfortunately, I don't like the build he chose.
Yes, I don't think it really makes sense there for sure. Now we're gonna have a bonus series here, but I'm just gonna be right back just before we start that up.
We're having a bonus series. I don't even know what we're doing. He just messaged me on Discord. He's like, "You want to do a bonus series?" I'm like, "That sounds great." I have no idea. So you guys are going to be as surprised as I am. But I think we got a little bit of time. Let me pull up the fantastic calendar that CPL has and see what's going on. Okay. There was an Apocalypse Show match earlier today. If you didn't check that out, the VODs are probably available. That's on Least_Brood War, that channel. That was between Mars, who you actually saw play earlier, and IRK MWK, because why have names that you could pronounce with a word? So that's something we got going on there. And then I'm trying to see, like, and we got another match of the week next week. I don't know what that's going to be. It's going to be interesting because, like, regular season's done. We got a little bit of stuff we catch up on. Maybe a little highlight, some low-level player highlight matching. Maybe we could do some kind of show match instead. I'm not sure. It's gonna be fun to figure that out. I'm looking through this calendar. It's gotta be Apocalypse. There we go. Found one. Got on June 6th, the Saturday. That's an Apocalypse show match between 1 and 4 p.m.
All right.
EDT. That's gonna be between Rufus and Martial. That's gonna be fun. Also on Bleach's channel.
Oh, is this another Apocalypse coming up already?
Yeah, on June 6th. I was looking through the calendar to be like, oh, well, we got a second. I'm going to promote some stuff. And I'm just like, next day, nothing. I'm like, oh, crap. I don't know what to promote.
Hang on, I might have the wrong replays here. So I don't know if we can go ahead with this. Let me just look.
It's going to be like extra special weird games where it's like, you don't even know what we're casting. We're casting replays.
Ah, damn. We do have the wrong one. Is YM Noob in chat? I suspect he is not.
Probably not.
Well, I don't know if he's available to correct this. Well, screw it. Let's just go with the one game we have, and if the other game shows up, so be it. So we're going to wind the clock back. All the way back to week 6. Now, week 6 tier 0 has already been casted, but unfortunately at the time, some replays were missing. So, the missing series of YM Noob vs Narsil, we're gonna throw in now.
YM Noob versus who?
Narsil.
Narsil. What team's he on?
Socialized Healthcare, is it? I honestly don't remember. Let me check. Because like I said, we're winding the clock all the way back to week 6.
I just feel like whenever there's
socialized healthcare.
there's no replay, and like that feels like a Samyang fire. So it's just
right. I totally agree, but this time it was our teammate on Operation Indecision let us down, and he keeps asking for that game to be casted so we can say, well, you didn't upload the replay, but here we are. They have been provided to us, or at least one of them. Unfortunately, like I said, the other one is wrong. So I guess we're just gonna have a bonus game, if not a bonus series.
Bonus game it is.
Alright, let's do it.
Is Jealous going to cast someday?
He has before, but he's not involved in CPL at this time.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Any of the CPL casters will do it like when they have time or whenever it's their desire to get things done. We don't like put pressure on for people to get things going. And especially like this season, like a lot of games have been casted. People have been killing it. I'm very happy this season.
Alright, in the top right, in the red, it's Narsil. Great color, the best color. In the bottom left, in the brown, it's YM Noob. You know,
even the bonus game has a Terran in it? Come on, man.
That's the color of the Terrans in the campaign who are like getting killed by the Zerg as you like move through the map. So he's kind of screwed, not gonna lie.
Yeah. So I'm gonna note 700 APM spam at the beginning for YM Noob. That's not necessary. That is never freaking necessary.
Nah, man, he's just like microing these SCVs on levels you can't even see.
No, that's not what I think is happening.
So, what do you think he was doing here? Like, he was just like way too hyped up? Because this is actually a game 2 of the series, right?
I think that's one of those where you just kind of keep hitting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You just kind of run your finger around the keyboard because you're bored and want to hear the sound.
Yeah, I guess it could be. Ah, that sweet keyboard sound.
Alright, yes, I know nothing about this game. Oh, this is gonna be intriguing. Like, it's always like weird because like I look through and try to find the matches, so I at least know the scores. I'm like picking out like, oh, I know these players is gonna be cool, but this one I got no inside information. Actually, Cass is like totally blind. It's weird.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Oh man, I don't know what to tell you about this Barracks and Depot. We'll get into that in a minute. I'm not gonna let that one pass. Anyway. So
that
all I know is
doesn't look right.
This game has been requested to be cast.
I don't even want to know by who. That's it. We're good.
Yeah. So I'm hoping it's pretty good. Because like I said, there was another Tier 0 cast of this week, but unfortunately the replays are missing, so it was not done at that time. So we're going to just tack it on like this. Okay, so this depot right. Come on, Wime Noob. It's this easy. Depot to the right, Terran's Delight. Depot to the left, you will be bereft, because the Zealot will walk right through there.
See, I feel like your rhymes lose impact if you need to have a thesaurus to know what half the words mean.
No, I'm just trying to raise the level of culture in the CPL.
But this is a map. Can't you just put the barracks at the choke and actually hard wall it?
You can, but it's not ideal for any scenario other than Proxy Gate. Because A, you're blocking your own scout from leaving until barracks is done, so you have to either send it early or try and mess around with, jumping it over. But actually, in this particular position, for whatever reason, it's extremely difficult to make an SCV go to the right out the choke. I don't know why, but it just is almost impossible. So there's that downside. And also, if your opponent's just coming heavy with goons, it's not ideal to have to like lift and get out there. Also, what if this gate's in your base? Then it's really bad.
Is there gonna be gates in your base before you would build up barracks?
Yes. I see you haven't played Terran very much.
I haven't. I also play Honorable Protoss. I don't go for that level of G's. Jeez. Okay, cool. I think I found my new build to try next time I play Bloody Merch.
Yeah, do it, man. There's plenty of space back in there. You have to send one of your starting probes, though. You're not going to get there in time. And you have to be very careful to loop around the edge here, otherwise the Terran will spot you. But okay, no Zealots so far, just a Dragoon coming up. So all that we were talking about is irrelevant. That's how you know it's good casting.
I mean, you gotta fill the time somehow, right?
Exactly.
At least we're talking some game strategy. We could pull some art.
True, we're actually talking about Starcraft. Wow.
Yeah, we could talk about movies and like COVID or whatever.
I haven't seen a movie in a long time.
Oh no, not letting you derail me then with your lack of knowledge.
What's the last movie you saw?
I've been watching a lot of stuff on Netflix, mainly when I'm
yes.
trying. So, last one I watched was Django Unchained again. That movie's great.
Oh yeah, I've seen it twice, but I haven't seen it in a long time. Okay, so Saetzero and Robo, the two typical choices. Very typical game so far.
Yeah, I was like expecting some hot fire, but these open airs are not hot fire, so maybe it's a really crazy game later. But
maybe it's just the series overall, which, like I said, unfortunately we don't have all the replays, so we don't know. Let's not read in our expectations into this game too much. Oh man, that goon was like, I guess I'll get him. No, I guess I won't get him. I guess he can go. I mean, this is a pretty good scout for Wime Noob. If you can get up here and see this Nexus, that's a really key scout here.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna
oh yeah, there it is. In fact, oh, nice Dragoon block there that we won't be able to get in to see the Robo, which would have been very good information to have. Oh,
yeah,
no.
Smart, very smart to pull that back and not try to keep firing.
That was well done.
Meanwhile, there's a couple Dragoons up at the front of the Terran base, but they're not trying to push their way in. With siege mode completed, like that's just gonna end in failure all the time.
Well, I guess they're like gentlemanly Dragoons. It's like, no, we'll wait until siege mode is ready. And
yeah, I don't want you to have any excuses like
that. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly it.
Yeah, like this is like the most standard kind of thing I could see out of him for us. The only thing that I would say is like he doesn't have a third base yet, but the probe's already in transit. So
I was wondering, it's like hitting bunkers like a sport for Dragoons. Let's play a game of shoot the bunker.
Well, that is permanent damage on the bunker versus your shields that come back.
Exactly right. But then the SCVs. Still though, they have to pay for it. Yeah, the
You
Goons probably
pay
think
for
it's a
it,
great
stop
game
by.
because they're like, oh, it's just my shields, and the SCVs are like, paying out of their own pay to repair this bunker.
I mean, every time we make SCVs repair the bunker, that's making up for the money we lose making scarabs.
Is that how it works out?
Sure.
You remember
Sure.
that one ASL game where one Protoss was making like 4th Rover Reaver or something?
Oh, in PvP. That was
Yeah, that was a great game.
That was like the most insane.
Yeah.
I wanted that to win so badly. I'm like, ruin the meta for PvP. Do it,
But like
please.
every time he lands, he's spending like 60 minerals, like just shooting. Even more than that, probably more like 100 minerals.
The thing is, that build would have worked like crazy good if it wasn't versus Rain. Like
Of course.
Rain is out of control good at PvP. It's not fair.
All right, so Observer coming in here. Why do you know what? He's getting more factories here. I'm not sure if he's going for like a powering play here, or if he just wants to have a slightly stronger army. It intrigues me that he's going for 3 factories at this stage. A lot of the time you see Terran do this and go for Vulture Harass, and he's making 2 Vultures at once right now, and still secure the 3rd. But this could lead into a sort of 2-base powering play from Wyoming here. And on this map, oh, okay, no, he's getting more factories. He's pushing, man. He's pushing.
Yeah, he's going for 5. No armory, no upgrades, no nothing. I think he wants to push before that 3rd base really kicks in.
Yeah, it's like 1 to 2 factories equals 3rd base. 3 factories is the ambiguous zone, but anytime you're on that, oh, you're pushing.
Yeah, this is Terrans just bowing down to their true nature of, listen, I get that tanks are great. I'm going to build as many as I can, as fast as I can, and this game immediately.
I think a fair amount of Vulture is going to be involved too. Interesting base layout from Narsil. I like this kind of like, I don't know, it's almost like a faster setup where you have all these gateways in line.
I don't.
You don't?
No, so like this looks really convenient and really cool, right? How do you get Dragoons to defend a drop?
Ah, yeah.
I don't. I hate that. I hate that.
But no. The probes just go straight through the gateways, and the Vultures can't do anything. They're trapped up here.
I don't like it. You have so much room to the left to make like a nice grid. I don't.
Well, look, I'm liking what Narsil's doing right now. Oops, I think I should just reduce the replay speed. I accidentally pressed D, and I'm like, hang on, why is everything slower? Because he's adding extra gates now, right? He's not trying to tech too fast. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my gosh, he's gonna have 10 gateways here. Actually, no, 11 gateways here, which is plenty for a 2-base
12.
push.
He's just going. He's gateway man. He's
Gateway man versus factory man, but this isn't even really like factory man because he's only has 5. He doesn't even have 6. He's even getting an armory behind this. But here we go. The push is starting. So I'm doing past this window before the gateways kick in. Looking defensive right now. Is he going to use this to secure his 3rd?
Yeah, that's very conservative sieging right there. I think he just wants to take a 3rd. But
Well,
he's
he
not
might
moving
have.
his up. Like,
He might have scanned how many gateways there are and said, okay, fine, I'll just take my 3rd. Oh, okay, he's going to starport here. So, yeah, this does look like a sort of powering play where he takes the 3rd a bit later, but he's keeping himself very safe, and he's going to get these upgrades. Okay, that's surprising, but I think it matches very well to what Narsil's doing, because Narsil's not going to have arbiters or carriers anytime soon. So, it's fine as long as Wyoming is just gradually taking more bases. He'll be very well set up here.
but like I'm looking at this right here, that we're not really committing to any kind of big upgrades later. We committed to a lot of factories and a big ass army.
Well,
And
there
Narsil
is
went for a lot of.
army.
Yeah, well, like, he doesn't have the upgrades yet.
Mm.
But like you have Narsil, he added all these gateways. That means he didn't make units out of them yet. Go kill him.
Yeah, I guess so. Look, I think it would be brave to push across when you scan that many gates, because even if you win a fight, so many zealots are going to come out. It's like,
Well, like you know this map layout. Where does Protoss hide his units to like get a good engage in you? It's all reasonably thin corridors and high ground variation. You can push pretty effectively as Terran here, and I'm like, what is Protoss going to do, especially without Storm?
well, say you go around to the right side and push up these ridges. Protoss can just push the other ridge and like either backstab or get behind your army, and when you're trying to move up and down these ridges, that's when Protoss strikes in both directions. And if you go through the narrow area, good luck ever getting out the other side if Dragoons are hanging around there.
No, like if I was Terran, you go up and around towards that 12 o'clock base. Just stay in the main areas.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good spot because you can hit that gas over the cliff, right? But I feel like Protoss can easily come back in this area and backstab. Or even they can come through the middle because there's actually a path from the middle to the ridges on the left as well. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad for Terran, but it's not like there are no options.
Yeah, like it's not what I was expecting, and I'm not sure I agree with it. But
Just
we do see
looking at that
Narsil.
base, there's so many gateways.
Narsil trying to take that 4th base down at the bottom, and I see in the chat someone's like, "Oh, his the Protoss base layout, so like it feels good, it looks nice." Next time you look at it, that bottom left angle is 1 hex over, and it doesn't look nice anymore. I'm ruining it for everybody.
Oh, that one. Oh, it is too. Oh, ruined. Ruined. Why? Oh, why'd you tell me this, man? That's just evil.
I'm telling you this because we're going into 4 base. It's still hard gateway, man. Like we're not going anywhere near arbiters. We haven't started like mass upgrades with like multiple forges. It's gonna slow roll it. They're still gonna be behind. I don't even see a Temple Archives. Do you?
Nope. Who needs one? Like I said in that other game, who needs DTs, right? Okay, scan to
Like
the bottom right.
when you go gateway, man, High Templar are made out of the gateways.
Oh, that's true.
You still make Storm.
That's true. That means you can make Dark Archons as well. Just
Sure.
so who says Gateway Man isn't a crazy high-tech strat?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Arbiter Tech is going to come up eventually, but it is extremely delayed.
It's on the way now, but yeah, very far away, very delayed. And look at like all this gas Narsil has banked. He could have made utilized.
This is where you just start like 3 Arbiters at once. That's the plan. Triple recall.
God, no. But Narsil's taking the 12 o'clock base. He's making, like, with YMU being so passive here, Narsil is doing the right thing, taking a little more control of the map, trying to be aggressive. And I think this is, like, going to work out well, but you can see, like, as we start to near max, that Narsil doesn't have, like, any of these kind of power units, like, get something done, throw down some harass, make the Terran army move. Like, what do you do?
Dude, you seeing this factory in YMU space right now? Like, next to the depots? I don't know about that.
Yeah. Does that trap vultures or
no?
can
They will spawn at the top right and they'll get out, but it is a bit dodgy. Like, look at it. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. So the problem for Protoss, though, despite what you're saying, it all makes sense. The problem is Terran can split the map quite easily. He takes the top left and he takes the 6, and he's actually just done. He doesn't actually need to do anything else except deny the center, and eventually, like, he should win, especially without carriers here. So, I think it makes sense to play quite passive here.
Yeah, I was pointing out the good things Narsil's doing. I don't like what he's doing though. With nothing to open the Terran up, he's just letting them get to that super late game. It's like, do you want to play no rush 20 versus Terran?
No,
I don't.
Yeah, you really don't.
We got another forge on the way, so upgrades are going to go a little bit faster for Protoss. Arbiter Tribunal on the way, but it's going to be so far, and like EMP is going to be done well beforehand. So these Arbiters, like, I don't even know where you're actually going to get this, but we do see at least, for now, there's a vulnerability. Not a lot of turrets in like spots, so maybe you could sneak an Arbiter through and get some done.
Well, I think YM Noob is well aware that recalls can't show up for a long time here. Okay, he looks like he's ready to push though. He's unsieging everything. You know, since he knows there's no Arbiters or carries, he has 0 Goliaths, so this army is just as strong as possible. I love it. But his +2 is quite late. Not even close to finishing yet. But hey, who needs it when you got this many tanks, right?
I mean, like, it also, like, Protoss army is spread out all over the place. He's going to actually get a fight he wants to take here. As long as he has some kind of defense for a backstab from these speed zealots up on the top side, I think.
Well, vultures are a good defense, right?
Oh yeah. Vulture fine for great defense.
Okay, there's backstab going on, but there's so many mines here. These zealots actually just getting annihilated, trying to counterattack. A lot of units coming through the center here, which is extremely narrow. Now they're kind of trapped against these tanks. Oh, actually, I don't know who's trapping who here.
Well, EMP is done. We can land that off and
no, never. D-Matrix for days. Wow.
Look how well that fight went for Terran.
Yeah,
because you're trying to play Gateway Man with no tech.
Yeah. And also, I feel like it was a very disjointed attack. Like, the forces on the right were basically all dead when the forces on the left started coming through. If he waited a bit and then attacked, it probably would have fared better. And he ate a lot of mines on the left-hand side here with Speed Zealots. So,
yeah, I think that fight definitely could have gone a lot better. Like, even if you, like, no one ever really does this, but if you think about, like, this middle area, there's that little going towards the bottom right base.
The teammates is that involved.
There.
Is this enough tanks for Terran? Oh yeah, this is plenty of tanks for Terran. And +2 finished like just after that fight, by the way. So now he's really crushing it. He can just get right on top of this natural here.
Yeah, he's just moving forward, and Narcel, you can see, like, he's got all these bases, got a lot of gateways, but he can't actually produce at all. There's too many gateways.
That's so many more tanks coming. I was like, oh, this is a good amount of tanks. Then like 8 more show up. Oh my gosh. GG. Wyoming takes it fairly convincingly. It was a kind of interesting game that there's a lot of powering but not much tanking.
So let me get straight. We're ending the night showing that Terran is nonsense. They just made a bunch of tanks and walked over.
Yeah, well, aren't you pleased that you can keep spreading the word of Terran being OP?
Do you think facts would stop me from doing that?
Look,
like,
I just want everyone to switch to Terran. I don't disagree. I just don't understand why anyone wants to play any other race.
Honestly, I want everyone to switch to Terran too. Playing PBT is the most fun matchup.
Ah, so you'd be the only Protoss. If you were the only person in the world who played Protoss, you'd actually have a pretty good advantage because no one would be practiced against it.
No.
No, dude, it'd be great.
I think everyone would be so good at Terran that I would just be washed.
They'd be like, wait, what is this race? What are these zealot units? Oh god, everything's dying. Alright, well that's going to do it for tonight, or today if you're Australian. That'll be the last match of the week for the regular season. So, we're going into playoffs soon, and then we'll have the most, well, what's the way to put it? The stakes will be higher, because every team will be fighting for their life.
Yeah, and despite, if you look at the standings, the standings between the teams, there's the match score is a little lopsided, but the actual win-loss is not as bad as it should be. All the teams pretty reasonably set up to play against each other well.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be pretty exciting going forward. I can't wait for it to start. I just want to get in there and play myself, to be honest.
Yeah. For next week, even though there is another regular season game, we're still gonna have a match of the week. We'll find something cool to cast. There's probably gonna be maybe some lower tier. We can do another spotlight of like tier 2 or something.
Yeah, for
or
sure.
we can get a show match with some like high level players. We'll figure something out. But there's definitely gonna be another match of the week next week. Don't worry about that.
All right. Well, that'll be it for us. See you guys next time. Bye.
Yeah, have a good night.